You see the light show? The light show was something else, me I tell you, man.
Yeah, man, Gangala.
Oh, yeah,
Talk
son.
about
Which light show?
I first remember me
The
sitting
drone show, the drone show.
show, man.
Oh, brother, come on now. I am the one. Me don't want to hear them word there.
I the first remember me sit, I swear to God.
Really,
First
Rusty?
never
Me
miss
know
it.
me call you.
But go drop asleep, man. Me tired, man. Me there, so I watch it when it's a warm up. Me I want that type dep on the live. She did that stream it. I mean just there, so and drink one beer and bun one stuff and there, so
We forgive you, Rusty. We don't say you're all man. All man need them rest.
No, nothing to do with all, man. Here what me just tired. Tired. You ever tired yet, brother? Sometimes, you know, I'm telling you the worst type of tired when you're not doing
As an old man,
activity.
me tired quick. As an old man, me tired
No, the
quick.
worst,
So
no,
that
what
you
I know, the worst, you know, the worst time I tired, type of tired when you're not doing nothing actively, and when you think too much.
What you say? You not get nothing,
Yeah.
Rusty?
Yo, the amount of time
really, but-
last night couldn't stop me from watching Gangala. I did, yo,
Why when I open back my I go in the second lie down, so I go take an hour about 7:30, 8 o'clock. And when I open back my eye, 12:41.
So that we correct the information, well, not correct it, so that we're on the same page. Well, the protocol as researched is the opposition leader first, and then follow. I sent you the information, Rusty. I sent you Travi. I sent Chuck. I don't know if I sent Petal, but I sent you the information. There's a protocol, but the opposition leader enters first. But if what you say is true that he breached security protocol, then what he's doing is setting the nation on fire, and it tells you why it is good that this man. It tells you why this man didn't get the position that he vied for because he's too arrogant. Now, Rusty, you said something. You said something.
Joshua. Joshua, should he, based on the protocol, should he come in before the Speaker of the
Yes, he's
House?
the first. I
Speaker of the House come in before. The Speaker of the House come in before. And that is the discrepancy Rusty was pointing out.
Yeah.
The time he came in wasn't his turn. The Speaker of the House would have come in before him.
Right, because the Senate President come first. Before him.
Right.
Yeah.
And it shows that disregard. It shows that disregard for protocol.
Let me show you the order. You have let me bring this how far I can bring it now. You have the Commissioner of Police who comes in, then the JDF personnel, then the Chief Justice.
Yeah.
After the Chief Justice, then you have the President of the Senate.
No, what about the city mayor?
They would have come in way before them people may have mentioned just now.
No, true, you said that. That's why they said that.
Right. So then you'd have after the Chief Justice, the President of the Senate, the Speaker of the House, then you have the opposition leader, the Prime Minister, and the Governor General. Right? The reason why the Governor General
in that exact order.
Yeah.
That exact order.
Right. So if time when he come in, it wasn't the time for him to come in, and it was a little mix up right there. So.
They should have sent him back out. They should have sent him back out. They should have sent him back out.
No, but Joshua, you understand the psychology of that him
Hold on. But we shouldn't buy into it. Because you know what? When the speaker come in and come out of here, and I walk towards the culture minister, it was a thing of beauty. The breeze just blew at the right time, and the trailer or the length of the dress just the pan show. Everything was marvelous.
Hey, careful, don't watch the Prime Minister wife.
Marvelous.
But you know what he has.
Careful,
you know what he has done. You know what he has successfully done though, without even intending to do it. He has relegated his position because remember, it's in the order of importance that the people came in, and the Speaker of the House should have come in before him.
Exactly.
And the fact that he came in before, he has relegated his office.
Joshua,
minority people.
Joshua, what you know? Yesterday, opposition leader is a constitutional position. And the opposition position that's in the Constitution. So too is the Speaker of the House. It's in there, but the Constitution give it greater prominence than the Speaker of the House.
Yes. So the Speaker House came in as the opposition leader then. So the Speaker came in as the opposition leader.
But guys, listen, hear me look on it. You see, no matter what he did last night, no matter what he said, nothing can take away what was a beautiful Grand Gala.
Exactly.
Chuck, listen, the conversation we should be having today is expanding Grand Gala celebrations.
That is what we want to get back to.
And I have been listening to you and Chuck this morning about it, and I love the idea.
Me never see the videos, Rusty, with the boat, the boat thing down at Treasure Beach, with the flag them and the boat ride going out and with the Jamaican flag them. I don't know if you have seen it. 4 years now, it's viral.
I will see it soon.
And even the PM is saying a brand new tradition is being birthed in Treasure Beach.
Yeah. I saw that. I saw that. I just remember now.
Is when I listen to you and Rusty on it, and I believe in this 1 week thing that was proposed. Why? Is because it's an income, as you were saying, Travi, about it being a real business, and expanding it into the parishes as they ought to, rather than cram it into a day. Because if we can have Dream Weekend for an entire week, sometimes why we can't do it?
So Chavi,
I guess thinking about it because of the sentiment of the August 6th. So the calendar day.
Ingram children. Ingram.
And Chuck, it happened again. Chuck, we see these comments and we ignore them.
Chavi, I guess why the whole thing that me and Mr. Golin don't bring to the forefront, because they don't want to use that and take out the highlight from from what displayed last night, the awesomeness of the Grand Gala. Like they know if they report it, it would have taken away all the highlight from the Grand Gala to say, well, Mr. Golin do this and breach security detail and all the highlight from what Minister Grange have done with that. We are just gone behind the scene and we are start talking about Mr. Golin.
And Horatio, we should just leave it at that. We see it and we're moving on. I must focus, continue to focus on national development.
Yes, but I think we need to put Mr. Golin in place now. He might do too much.
I agree.
In the Prime Minister's inauguration, he did not stand. He was on his phone to total discard and
but that wasn't
in the parliament. In their eat. I mean, at the parliament, and he have him foot on the desk.
Hold on. Rusty, I hear all that you're saying. And we can point on more times when you refuse. All right, if you go at the conference in Montego Bay, right?
He did not shake the Prime Minister hand.
And he not stand when he's being introduced to, but we now go spend all the time and talk about it, Rusty, and promote him inadvertently, rather than focus on the positives and the growth and going forward. Because guess what? He's doing it intentionally to get us to be riled up and to talk about it. We don't need to spend so much time to talk about it. You understand me? We don't need to spend so much time. Because watch out. Yeah, because watch out. They have this argument to go to them and run around with as if, it's some kind of illegal or some kind of great crime. Oh, he has not been certified. The only certification he need was done at the polls. We gave it to him. We don't need IC certification. They can keep that. It have no effect. That null and void. The only certification he needed was given on September 3rd, and we done this.
September 3rd, 2025.
Yeah, we done this.
I want to revisit two things. One with Daryl Vaz and one with the Grand Gala being expanded. And, the Grand Gala, to put it on, is millions of dollars. And there's no money being gained from putting it on. And I understand the importance of it, but we also have to ensure that
Joshua, let me correct something before you continue. When we say expand the Grand Gala, we're not saying keep one Grand Gala every day, We're saying expand the events leading up to the Grand Gala, which is the main event.
Joshua, I'll say this to you.
You're not asking more money.
No, hold on, Chuck, wait. Because Joshua have have a valid point, when you put out money have to spend, because money have to spend. And I believe one way to make money is to spend more, is to spend money.
And it is not true that money no make neither Travis, but me did a wait, but true you're coming.
I am going to speak on that. I am going to speak on that Joshua no understand or isn't looking at it the way we are looking at it. The economical impact that it will have on the economy because the government decides to, expand the celebration and spend some money around. Joshua, I want you to look at, when I say expand it, I'm talking about give it a global appeal. I'm talking about have people who love Jamaican culture and Jamaican music and Jamaican food who live around the world to come into Jamaica for the August celebration, for the historical part of it, for the cultural celebration, the honoring, the lessons, the vibe, the different events.
Well, let me agree with you, Travis.
Let me agree
with you because
you give me goals with that argument, Travis.
Let me land up. Will bring in not just tourists, but Jamaicans who live abroad, because it is estimated that over 3 million Jamaicans live abroad. And if we can excite these people and bring them in for August celebration each year, it helps the economy in so many ways. The soup man, the taxi driver, the gas stations, every facet of society, the Airbnb, the hoteliers, family members who have not. Because here's why this I go sell, especially for the Jamaicans abroad. Jamaica is safer now. Crime is down.
Yeah.
More people
and
is inclined to
PNP cannot stand. And PNP not like that,
Travis.
Mark Gold like that.
Olympic.
Mark Gold say give back the power to the youth seminar they get up.
We dance them. Olympic, we did not try oppose.
Hold on. Let me just finish the point that I wanted to make earlier on. Yes. So I agree with you, Travis, and I probably need to revisit what I was saying, because I know of a Somalian who is on TikTok. Last year she made a cake to celebrate our independence. She has never been to Jamaica, and she says that she wants to come to Jamaica. So the global appeal.
Out of Somalia she come from. What the place name? What Idi Amin country name?
Zimbabwe.
No man.
No, it's not Zimbabwe. Yeah.
Tanzania
one
she
of
come
those
from.
places. Right.
Tanzania she come from.
Uganda
she come from.
Right.
Yeah.
And she wants to come to Jamaica. She wants to visit Jamaica. Right. So that is one.
She make a cake yesterday and I celebrate with everybody.
Right, and asking people if they know which flag this is. And last year she did the same thing. Right? Now, in addition to that, now.
But Joshua,
look here, why not add Mr. Ingram in the box for? Why somebody add, we now mash up the program today?
Hold on. Joshua, I'm a big
Singram don't come up here. Singram don't come up here to celebrate with us. Singram come up here for a different purpose.
Calm down. We have the power button. If him now play the right tune, we just press the power button. We don't need to. So hear me say no, Joshua. Come on, you make your point in about people wanting to come in. There's this African youth who are one of the more locals. I think he named D-Man. One of the TikToker people, and right now there's a campaign on TikTok with his friends to raise $5,000 to bring him to Jamaica. There are people who wants to come, and if we create the environment and the strong pull to get them to come, they will be here. Expand and
go on me right now. I try to reach her.
Travis,
that's how we are talking about from Uganda.
Yeah.
She have a GoFundMe right now as we speak. I try to raise the money for come to Jamaica.
Travis, but Joshua, sorry, I yield to you. Olympic and Rusty.
Yeah.
But we give Joshua in time. Make him finish in time. We go back.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's one of those. Plus you have D Mwango, who now live in Europe, who is always here. I'm sure she's interested. Plus you have others. You have a round face guy, I don't remember what his name, who love Jamaica, who is always here. You know, there are several Africans.
The little black military girl, American in Jamaica.
Wadimaya.
Ukrainian, I have the one near Ukrainian in Jamaica.
Right.
I have the one near what country name where America had the go bomb? What them name? Afghanistan in Jamaica. And you have
Right. Well,
Pakistan, all of
Afghanistan in
them.
Jamaica?
all right.
Uno see the Australian youth we live in Jamaica.
Right. All right. So
Let Joshua land, no man. Enough for them. Let Joshua land, please.
So let me go back to Mr. Vaz now. So, you know, I hear the contributions that was mentioned by Mr. Vaz in spite of the nonsense that has been meted out against him. And one of the things that we have never given Mr. Vaz credit for, never, and I say never, somebody else can correct me if you know of otherwise, the used car business that allows poor people
No,
to have their own vehicle.
Me have to stop you, Joshua. Me dey on the PNP live and me tell them. So continue now. Me do it.
Okay. Right. The used car business that allows poor people to have their own vehicle was introduced to Jamaica by Mr. Vaz. He was the one that went to PGA Patterson and sought a license so that poor people can begin to own their own vehicle, despite what we are being told about. Boy, is PGA free of the market? Yes, PGA granted him the license. We can't take that from PGA. Right? But it was Mr. Vaz that brought it to the table and said, hey, I want to start bringing in these vehicles. So again, this man has given stellar
And could you
contribution.
speak where he did the business on Hagley Park Road out of Washington Boulevard, please, sir? Thank you.
You also forget about Matilda's Corner. You also forget about Matilda's Corner, where he had a lot at Matilda's Corner right there in front of Jamaica Society.
And up at New Kingston when brother that run off one.
Right, Jamaica Association for the Deaf. He had an office right in front of it at Matilda's Corner. So we this man deserves
The deaf are the blind.
the Deaf. Jamaica Association for Association. Oh, you're probably right, you know.
I'm blind.
You're probably right. You're probably right. You're probably right.
Then change it. People with disabilities.
Right, you're probably right, Petal. Association for the
I'm not probably right.
something.
You want me right? So me used to go to
Right.
school. All right, I live
Well,
on
since you come from country, you know town good man. Eh?
Yeah.
All right, so
I live on Nimigas.
you know, right. So I wanted to make another point. But I forgot what it was. But later, if I remember it. But folks,
Champion go Petal.
No.
One moment. One moment.
Providence
Rusty.
Primary.
One moment. You know, one other thing that is disheartening for me as it relates to the celebration within the last week or so is the fact that the same thing that we spoke about, here it is that one of our African diaspora visited Jamaica. The constitutional office of the opposition, which was led by Mr. Golding. Mr. Golding has continued to disrespect the office by not honoring our emancipation celebration. In addition to that, an international leader decided to visit Jamaica, but he decides that let me go and visit.
It's a state visit.
Right, a state visit, right? And he decides, let me go and visit my motherland, and I don't care about the other man who is coming from our motherland in Jamaica, right? Because it's not my motherland they are coming from, so I'm going to visit my motherland and neglect this man because he's
you cannot
not
relate, Joshua.
right. You know, and I think it's full time that we call him out and continue to call him out. And for the hypocrites who continue to defend him, right? I hope that they go to their bed and chink bite them when they're in them bed, right? Because it's full time for them to let their conscience lead and not their political alliance lead. And I yield.
Well, in that context, let me welcome our first comrade since the
Could I say the final thing on that, Sir Finley, and then you introduce him?
All right, go ahead.
Knowing that come next year, Travi, next year the stadium, I guess, will not, as the Prime Minister would have stated, that it wouldn't, or it's not gonna have the availability due to the fact of the upgrade.
Hold on. I think the upgrade is slated for late 2027. I think Grand Gala 2027. I'm gonna be the final one before it takes a break for the redevelopment.
Okay, because I was saying that the government could go ahead, Travi, and introduce this 1 week thing or 4-day thing. You get what I mean?
No, this Grand Gala was the last one there.
Yeah, because
they announced that they're going to start whatever they're going to do to the stadium, Cover Stadium.
Yeah.
But guys, before Mr. Ingram come in a truck, me no want over here we now go put up with Mr. Ingram, go come over here, come say there's nothing to celebrate because people live under Tropalin and people now in the house and me no want any argument there. So if I got Mr. Ingram
and my final chuck. As Joshua lawyer, Joshua will not answer any question after the statement he made. I was there too, and Joshua will not answer any question. And I'm here, Joshua lawyer. Me don't talk.
He under Tropalin right now, PNP cause it.
Listen to now.
That them something then now grant.
Guys, hold on. Let us not lean into that and preempt or whatever. If he comes to be a part of the conversation concerning Grand Gala, give him the opportunity to do so. And if he ventures off, then we know what to do. We know what to do if he ventures off into other things.
We were having a discussion about the Grand Gala yesterday. The organization, the spectacle, the importance of it, they need to expand it. So we can ask Mr. Ingram what his opinion. Mr. Ingram, good afternoon, sir. Good evening. What's your opinion on the Grand Gala yesterday?
Before I give my opinion, I want to ask Joshua to tell the platform.
No.
To tell the platform which one have or dismissed disgracefully from the government service.
Hold on, Mr. Ingram.
We're going to give you Joshua number and your call him.
Yeah, we don't have that personal conversation.
So you need to tell the platform which of my children were dismissed disgracefully from civil service.
Mr. Ingram, that
so
is not a part of the conversation here. That's not a part of the conversation here, Mr. Ingram.
I'm not talking to Trib, I'm not talking to you.
No, you're saying not talking. Everybody appears a part of the conversation. Have a nice
tell the public.
Guys,
which of my children?
Hold on, Ingram, Mr. Ingram. Mr. Ingram.
Yes, sir.
Do me a favor.
Yes, Joshua.
You need to speak to Joshua.
Sure.
Mr. Ingram.
Yes, sure.
Discussing the Grand Gala. Do you want to be a part of the Grand Gala conversation?
Very much so. Definitely, sir.
All right. Then what is your opinion about the Grand Gala yesterday?
No, I'm saying to you that Joshua told the nation that he have my child.
Since he has, I don't know what you're talking about. Joshua has not mentioned your name since he has been here, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, sir, he did.
I'm asking you about the Grand Gala.
No, man, he did. How can people, children, be a part of discussion?
Mr. Ingram, what do you think about the Grand Gala?
Chuck, I've already said to you I intend to respond to your Grand Gala argument, you know.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying, I'm maintaining a principle that Chuck will have to tell Jamaica which of my children were this
I am maintaining a principle. Joshua has not mentioned your kids since
Joshua must and will tell the nation that answer the question.
He's not going to answer it here and he will not answer it here. So
I can guarantee you he's going to answer it.
Yeah, that's
I can guarantee you he's going to answer it.
What do you think about the Grand Gala?
The Grand Gala was a very colorful event. My wife was there.
Then why you never go?
Huh?
Then why you never go?
I had more other things to do.
Boy, she couldn't find one little young man there. I want to meet one little young man.
My wife have not missed a Grand Gala over the years.
You know, I'm going to with Ingram.
That's how they put it. But apart from the colorful, do you think it should be the celebration should be expanded from Emancipation Day straight to Independence Day?
Yes, from the 1st to the 6th, I think so.
Right. I think that would have some economic value.
Definitely. I'm also looking forward to know that next year when we're celebrating, we are not reflecting on those people who have lost their home as a result of demolition.
I hope so too. I hope next year we are celebrating Next year we'll be celebrating bigger and better. We are gonna move some more people in some new house. All of that, so we expect better things.
And Chuck, hold on.
It won't be container homes.
The people will capture. The people will capture people land and who build illegal structure, take them down by next year too.
So we don't want to do this. So we realize so we take time as a lean over and a lean into what
going to PNP narrative.
We're not going
to cut my yard, Mr. Chuck. Have a great evening, a great
I heard that yesterday's celebration.
Yeah?
I heard that yesterday.
Mr. Chuck. Yeah?
I heard that yesterday, the celebration. There was a plan. There was something planned at the celebration. But I noticed the plan didn't go off.
What was planned at the celebration?
I heard that there was a concerted effort. There was a concerted effort
propaganda
to give. Can I be allowed to speak without being disturbed?
What was planned at the event last week?
I'm trying to answer.
Then said PNP said they have a boomark.
I said I heard that there was a plan.
Mr. Ingram. All right, just say you hear it. There was a plan. Was Mark Golding booed in 2021?
I'm not referring to him booing. I'm not referring to any booing.
What was the
listen, I don't intend to talk about any other celebration but yesterday. So don't draw the conversation out of
What was the plan?
We are discussing the celebration yesterday. The plan, I heard that there was a plan afoot to cause some disturbance at the celebration. But as far as I heard, the celebration went well.
No must PNP.
No, hold on. To cause what kind of disturbance?
By who? By who, Mr. Ingram? By whom?
I heard that. I'm talking based on what I heard, so I don't have any details to give.
So why you coming to talk about something that you don't have details for?
No, here is it because you can't verify the argument. So we're not
Rusty, just allow me, please. Rusty, just allow me, please. What the plan you hear?
You didn't hear about it, Chuck?
No, I didn't hear about it.
Yeah, man,
guys, hold on, make Chuck talk to Mr. Ingram. Everybody mute and make Chuck talk to Mr. Ingram, please.
Very important. Very important. Myself and Chuck. I'm sure Chuck must be able to have a conversation with me without any help.
Ingram,
I don't know why Chuck need help.
Mr. Ingram, what was the plan?
The plan was to have a disturbance there, I get to understand.
A disturbance to do what?
With the welcoming parties.
Yeah, but what was the plan? Let's try to get the gist of it.
So the government plan to interrupt them one show. You see all you?
Rusty, let him on the man. Let him on time feet in our web, the man.
What was the plan?
Chuck, I'm trying to understand if you're not capable to have a conversation with me alone.
I ask you what was the plan?
No, I'm being disturbed every minute.
Mr.
Yes,
Ingram,
there was a plan.
There was more time than the disturbance we had.
There was a plan to boo. There was a plan to boo certain personnel on arrival.
Like who?
But I get to understand that the boo. Did not work out.
Like who were they planning to boo?
Good conversation and a turn it in a dopey story.
Like who were they planning to boo?
I didn't get all the details, you know.
Yeah, but Mr. Ingram, if somebody tell you that the first question you're going to ask is who them are planning to boo, you must ask.
I did ask, but I didn't get all the details.
And you never get an answer. So Mr. Ingram, you as a business operator, a university graduate, a political blogger, somebody come to you, Mr. Ingram, and say, boy, you know, for me, yes, hold on, Mr. Ingram. Somebody come to you as a big man, an accountant, and say, me hear them a plan to boo somebody at the thing later, you know. And you never find out who?
Me asked her who, but I wasn't
And
told
you
who
never
it
get
was.
an answer.
No.
Then
Something
Ingram, that
came
sound
up.
like it makes sense to you. Make sense to me.
It would make sense to you, but I'm telling you exactly what happened.
Mr. Ingram, it's one of two things. One of two things. It's
Don't speculate.
Time we are wasting. We are wasting time.
Hold on, Mr. Ingram, me give you the chance. May I alone attack?
No.
What you're saying
I'm
to
being
me
disturbed.
don't make sense, because if somebody come to me and say them are plan to boo somebody later, them have to tell me who. You see why me tell you say you lying? Cannot no go so. Secondly, the only person you are making.
Can you have a
reference
conversation
to-
without referring to lie?
Well, I understand.
Can you have a conversation without referring to lying?
Then don't lie and I won't refer to it.
I am lying.
And I won't refer to it.
I am lying.
Yes, you are. Nobody tell you nothing about no plan to move nobody, because there was no such plan.
Hold on.
You are
You are telling me that I am lying.
Such plan and no. You know where you get this, Mr. Ingram, on a sit down on the live this morning, right? And listen to one. Let me tell you how you come up with this, Ingram.
You were on my live this morning.
Listen, let me tell you how you come up with it now.
We did not discuss on my live this morning.
Allow me to tell you how you come up with this idea.
No, you don't need to speculate. No, you don't need to lie, because we did not discuss on my live this morning.
I gave you some time to talk. Now give me some. Let me tell you how you come up with this idea about the boo now. There were this, you and whoever was this, whether it be last night or sometime, you and your whoever was discussing it, right? And somebody was telling you about the breach of the entrance protocol where the man come in at the wrong time. And one of you come up say, you know, say they didn't want to come up that time because them did not go boo him. Oh yes, I true, I saw it true, you know. And that's how the lie man. Nobody never tell you that. Nobody
Exactly,
never tell you
Chuck.
that is exactly how you come up with it. Mr. Ingram, I will put my neck on the black. I saw you come up with it.
Exactly, Chuck. Exactly, Chuck.
Let me say this to you, Mr. Ingram. Mark Golden. Well, now, Mr. Ingram, mute. Mark Golden has been going to the Grand Gala's opposition leader since 2020.
No, Chuck. In 1 year, he went as a security guard, as a quest security guard.
No, but that's as opposition leader. Even at the heights of the election, when he did not tell a whole heap of lie on the prime minister, nobody never boo him. He went there, he get his applause when he entered same way. Even when all the Emirates didn't know him at a lie on the prime minister, nobody booed him at the Grand Gala, because nobody go to the Grand Gala for politics. We go there for Jamaica, right? And
That's like the boo there. That's like the boo yesterday.
Mr. Ingram, you come here with the foolishness. Mr. Ingram, that's why I'm telling you all the while. You see, when you don't enter conversation with people, you can't think. You go always end up in another way.
So who is thinking? Who is thinking here?
You just said it.
Who is thinking here?
Everybody except you.
Because I said to you, I heard that they were planned to boo at
You
the
never,
function.
and I'm saying to you,
But
you never
the function went on. But the function went on smoothly.
No,
That's what I
you
said to
never
you.
hear nothing about no boo, Mr. Ingram.
And then you start to speculate.
Can we move? Can we move?
Give me.
But here it says we don't have time. Can we move?
Give me 2 more minutes, struggle, and then move.
I can pay you one. I can pay you one.
603.
Mr. Ingram.
I can pay you one.
Nobody never come to you.
Chuck, can we please speak about the tactical display that was done yesterday? It was all female. Female helicopter pilot, female drivers, female everything.
Mr. Ingram, you have 2 sons, or you have 2 sons in the military or 2 daughters, you say?
7643.
Come again,
You have 2 sons or 2 daughters in the military. I didn't take care of the police.
No, I have a daughter. I have a captain in the army. 2 constable. The female get married and migrate to Switzerland recently.
Oh, so she no longer in there. So what you think that the female yesterday who made their tactical presentation?
Excellent.
You saw that they were well dressed. Comrade Ingram, they were well dressed, well trained,
Incoming call plus
and have
187.
the
I love to
necessary
see children doing these things, man.
and have the necessary equipment.
well dressed, well trained, well equipped.
In 1983, I went to one of those things at U Upper Camp. So I've seen it all the while.
No. When you go to 1983 is different from now.
No. Yeah, that was more advanced. The 183 was more advanced. What they call it again? What did they call it?
Me know, man. Me know the one of the military keep a year time. Forget what they call it.
Yeah,
But
that's my name for it.
It can't be more advanced than now.
Yes, more advanced. That one was more
It
advanced.
cannot be more advanced. 1983.
Yes,
now it's
yes,
more
man.
advanced.
Yes, it was.
Tattoo.
Not advanced. Not advanced. More activities went on. More activities.
More activities. Yes, I will give you that.
Yes,
Because there was this
not advanced. More activities.
Yes. It's called a military tattoo. Thank you. That is it.
Tattoo, that's correct. JDF. Box your man. JDF tattoo. Yes.
I've attended it a couple of times.
Yes. No, this was great yesterday, man. But I didn't know it was pure female yesterday. I didn't know that.
Female.
Excellent.
Can I say this to you?
Why echo? Why the lights keep echoing?
Ingram, I echo. Ingram, you echo.
Ingram, me I hear. So, Mr. Ingram, I was sure. You see,
whenever they are screen recording, it echoes. Whenever they are screen recording.
That's why I'm coming up with the boa argument, kind of screen recording.
You can't just ask me for the recording,
So, Mr. Ingram, I was sure, right? Well, you did morning time, and you have a guest, you have two guests, you have one sometime Alvaro, and you have another one named Jamaica in Focus, right? And when Jamaica in Focus is known as the Fox Man.
The Fox Man.
That does all this.
I'm not recording anything, Chuck.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Ingram, you still at echo. You need to clear the app and come back. You still at echo.
Just turn off your phone and come back.
Yeah, just restart the app and come back.
So Jamaica in Focus now. So everything that Jamaica in Focus says is gospel, or because of him in charge of the facts and the documents.
That's one daughter says Fox, not Fox.
The Fox corner, yes, the FOX corner. Right, and then Jamaica in Focus will come with these propagandas that they're planning to boo Mark Golding, right? Which I was like, why are we going to make the event about this man? We're celebrating Jamaica, not highlighting Mark Golding. Mark Golding is not that important for him to make a presence and be booed at such an event. The event is about Jamaica, not Mark Golding.
Mark Golding attend the gala every year. He has never been booed at the gala. Never.
But Chuck, to show you how this man lie, you ask him prior, if that's what he's going to talk about, and he said no,
No, Joshua.
Yeah? To show you how this man lie. And every day him get up and talk about integrity. The only thing he has is integrity, nothing else. Integrity.
Let me say this. Let me tell you. This is what I said a while ago. Let me tell you how me know a comrade reasoning. Let me tell you how me know. And me know it's exactly what me say. That is how they come up with that. Exactly. But me tell you how me know that. A couple weeks ago, I was having a conversation. About a year ago, or probably a year and a half ago. I was talking to a comrade. And the comrade was asking me about an incident that was gaining traction about a school principal who has come to the comrade, say she don't want no handicap in her school. Now, at the time, me never hear the story, okay, they just come up. And him I say, principal wicked, and then I sit in the government I tell him. So me ask him again, me say, what the principal say? He said the principal said they no want no handicap if you come at them school. Me say, which school you attack? He said, Merle Grove. When he tell me Merle Grove, me say, I lie you, I tell the principal never say so. Now bear in mind, me never know the story yet. So me say, I lie you, I tell the principal did not say that. And even, and let me reiterate this again, I never hear the story yet. And I said to him, I said, let me tell you what the principal said. He said, go on. I said, the principal said, my school is not equipped to take persons in wheelchairs, so they cannot come here. How did I know that? Because me know which part Merle Grove there. And Merle Grove have one deep slope. If you go down, enter Merle Grove. So me know that is what the principal would have said. Said they are not equipped to take persons in wheelchair, so the child cannot go there. Lo and behold, less than an hour later, me see the story, and that is exactly what the principal said. They are not equipped. Me know how comrade think. Me know said that's how them come up with this. Oh, them did a plan that, and somebody say it, and all of a sudden it becomes them law. Them did a plan it, but Mark Golding going at the wrong time and spoil it. Mark Golding has never been booed at a Grand Gala event. Mark Golding enter and get him applause same way. What different about this one? Nothing.
But Chuck, I can say this, Chuck.
Here's what I think. Here's what I think, Chuck. I believe that Mark Golding having breached protocol. They decided to hammer out an excuse on behalf of Mark Golding, right? And decide, boy, we can't make it look so bad. So we have to try and find a way to excuse the comrade leader for what he did. And this is how them come up with the lie there.
Simple. Just put it in here.
I just want to say this. I'm going to keep on referring to them as fox. As bad as those animals are, they are not liars. They are cunning. They are very cunning, but they're not liars. I would prefer you say facts, as in the machine, because you fax any information and send it out there.
Oh, the outdated one, them out of you.
And they are very outdated. Andrew's bank account was referred to how many years ago? And they're still on it. So I would prefer you make reference to the comrades as facts, F-A-X, not F-O-X, because as bad as those animals are, and as thief as them be, they no lie.
More.
And then don't spread the propaganda.
What would we do? What would we do without more?
So guys, Momo is saying that you are belittling the animal facts by
yes, man.
Chuck, more ask you one question, Chuck. Chuck, watch out. So, Chuck, if there's, let's apply logics, because I'm a logical person.
All right,
that's
1 second. Let's not make them update, but beg you a second.
So no things don't make sense to me in life because I'm a logical thinker. So let's apply logic, right? If there's a concentrated effort amongst us as people to boo Mark Golding, right? Amongst the audience, what does it matter what position he enters from? He could have been the first.
It was a time.
He could have been the first. He could have been the 90th person, the third person.
It was a time sensitive thing, you know.
Enters from once his name is unknown. It doesn't matter. So what kind of logic is that? That is illogical. If there's if me plan, yo Chuck, guess what now? Chuck, the plan is, hear me Chuck. Guess when Mark Golding come in, Chuck, me and I go boo him. What you say?
Yeah, man.
We're go boo him. Alright. Just listen out for when he name call. Just listen out for your name call.
Look, as I said this morning, right? I want to go and watch the whole thing, Chuck. The thing is, Mark, based on the conversation that I have with a security personnel that was behind the whole protocol thing. The thing is, Mr. Golding joined the line before it or late in the whole situation. And them ask him to join the line where he belong and he demand not to go there. He demand not to go back. He demand not to go where he belong in the land. He demand to go
How dare
inside.
the little black somebody them give him instruction?
I tell you, oh Jesus, you talking in a read me comment, man. You were reading it.
How dare the little black somebody then give him instruction? Who give them the authority?
Who are you to come and speak with the leader of the opposition?
But as me say, listen, guys, and me know it's when people like Ingram ask them question there. Listen to me. Ingram and them are going to speak on that topic for the rest of the week. Until something they're going to hear about that. Them are going to well on Joshua. Within 2 days, them are going to be able to give you a written 100 page about that plan. Because them are going to add something to it as them go along. Add to it.
All right.
But Chuck, sorry. Remember to say one more thing, please. It's like we can't think to the mind of comrades too, you know, because if I was him too, I probably would have do the same thing, because remember the reception are going to be compared. Obviously, it happened, right? But it is embarrassing from his standpoint to come into that level of applause versus what the Prime Minister get. You get what I say? Because it happened simultaneously. So it's somewhat embarrassing for film.
100.
So,
what
you get what I say? So him coming in, when him come in, it means something to him, because he's going to sit down amongst the audience. Obviously, film roar never as loud as the Prime Minister, right? But if it happens simultaneously, it kind of humanly embarrassing. So if I give him any benefit of the doubt, I just that there alone would have come up with it in my head. For the reason why he break the protocol.
But 100, hold on.
That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
But 100, over the years, Gangala keeping no opposition leader applaud has never louder than the Prime Minister.
Thank you.
True.
But
But that's the only thing where they could have said what makes sense to me.
Horatio, you said what I was about to say. I also want to add to that. You know, gentlemen, we must stop allowing comrades to spoil the discussion. It may not spoil the life, but it spoils the discussion. In addition to that,
really from a good conversation and talked up his story.
right. In addition to that, I heard the great Ingram mention about hope that next year, you know, sneakingly pushing that argument that people's homes will not be demolished. I'm glad for Petal's response, but in addition to that, we want to find out which parish council is in charge of that area that demolished the houses. Because one of the things we have to remember is that there's a need for law and order. Yes, sir.
That's right. So my time as labor, right, you know, we have to be abreast of the news to load them here. There is absolutely no governmental approved destruction of any house in Jamaica in the last year. No way.
Right.
That's why we do. That's why we left him alone. The only thing in the news about a demolition is one family dispute on St. Elizabeth, where one family dispute because one house was demolished. It has nothing to do with the government.
Right. And even if there were, but we use this opportunity to tell people that central government don't deal with those things. It's usually from the local level. Right. So, you know, the central government that involves the government ministers and these people, they are not responsible for the removal. And I want to add to people, stop capturing people's land. It's not yours. And if you capture people's land, there's a price to pay. Don't follow PNP and their disorderly way of doing things.
Joshua, it's the municipality that normally does these demolitions, not central government.
Right.
Joshua, may I cut the yard now, Chuck? One thing. You see how the argument burned the man, Joshua? You see how the argument burn him and then get up every day and then talk.
And tell lie on the Prime Minister who is somebody's son. Eh?
Joshua. You see how the argument hold him and how him bitter?
Yeah, man. And them tell lie on somebody's son every day and it don't burn them for tell lie on somebody else's son.
No, Joshua. me I cut the yard, me we come back. When me done cut the yard, me come back. So make somebody go and hold my space.
Yeah, man.
Joshua, you see how the argument burn him?
Yeah, man.
Ah, boy.
Every day them get up telling lie on somebody else's son, somebody else's grandson, somebody else's nephew, somebody else's father, somebody else's brother. And it don't bother them to do it. But they ask a question, you know, ask. Not a statement. Ask a question. Right? And it hurt them.
Then Joshua, does comrade know the difference between a question and a statement?
Well, you know, probably I was expecting too much.
Thank you. That is it when we expect too much of disappoint us.
Sure.
That's right.
I really tried my best. I even tried to use the ladies them to captivate two gentlemen here and bring them back to the conversation. And still, I jump in and I bring up, hey, how we not talk about the all-women tactical display that was done by the female officers in the JDS. And not even that could have rolled up on track. You know, still there after the road. Not even shut out the break.
Yes, man, Chavi. Sweet conversation.
So, you know, before you invited the gentleman up, I knew exactly where he was going with the conversation.
But hold on, guys. As me always say this, that argument about the plan, they're gonna speak about it whether we like it or not, you know. What happened a while ago now was that I gave him a chance to defend the plan, the hearsay, and he couldn't even talk which part he hear it.
Because he did not. He did not
the
hear.
hearsay alone just never makes sense. There's no way somebody could have come to me and said, me hear this, and the first question are who? You're going to say they never tell you.
That's a lie, oh.
But I found last, you know, so I found last time hear them and say, nigga, you bed, you ready. Found last time hear them and say, nigga, you bed, now. Who are this? And last time hear them and say, nah, ready, you know. Joshua, the scene it come on when we overthink the last night.
A little baby. Yeah.
Yes, shame on that.
So I guess the reason we are always disappointed is because we're asking persons from the comrade party to see reason, have intelligence, and understanding beyond their capacity.
Yes.
You want to remember that these are not people that will read, and if you give them the information to read, they're going to read what's already stamped in their mind. They're not going to read the information. I've proven this over and over, especially with Mr. St. Richard Arbin, etc., etc. Come, can't call all of that name. Pardon?
Momo, hold on. But you know, according to their argument that they might be the right one, because fish Busterman to give instead of education. That's their logic, you know, that's their argument.
I mean, and let me tell you something. The devil also wants AC in hell. And I'm pretty sure by this he would have convinced himself that it's there.
And the more kindness to come with them to go and get it too.
Exactly. So you see, I want us to remember. My granny always say you can't expect nothing from her but grunt.
Only the grunt. But here's the thing, Momo, and you're right. This is where I believe. You see, to me, I love politics. Me love my politics. Me tell people otherwise, I know Jamaica politics, me follow politics right around the world. We can discuss English politics, American politics, German politics, I love politics. But having discussion with opposing views, that's what me enjoy. My problem when it comes to these people is not the opposing views. It's the lies. Them lie. And every time
I thank you for correcting that. Me thank you, sir. All right. Come me, they wonder what you talk about, you know. Oh.
The lies, them lie. And when you catch them on one lie, then they don't have no shame, then just move to another lie. And then just move to another lie.
So, me is a passionate debater, you know, because we debate a lot of things. From high school, Christianity, invention, politics, recently after the political space, right? But with the People's National Party, it's like that's what entertained me to go in the conversation with them, to debate with them. I like it. End the story, right? A lot of people criticize me, say me on a labor right, or AT, or say me go over them place too much, or way. But me like debate.
You like the discussion.
I like the debate.
Discussion.
But it kind of, speaking from the point of view of the PNP, is like, yes, they have a certain level of IQ, and you can't really compliment them on it, because you have to be of a certain level of IQ to kind of hold certain position, to even accommodate certain thoughts and had validity to it. You have to be of a low IQ, right? So the PNP, and they're hard for debate. You can bring ends amount of facts and truth and research to them, right? They think when you talk about IQ and when you look down, you know. Yes, what remains is the truth, is the lie, right? Because I've never heard, it's been a while since I've heard a PNP answer a question. You ask him any question at all. One time here somebody asked Extreme who win the election in last year. Well, Mark Golding won 14 seats on top of 14. So technically, Mark Golding is the winner.
Yeah, you ever hear about Akim's razor? Akim's razor says that the simplest answer is normally the correct one. The simplest solution is normally the correct one. But then Akim's razor have another part of it where them call Akim's broom. Where you sweep away all the answers that don't fit your narrative and you use what left.
You recharge that?
Yes. Sweep away all the answers that don't match you and you use what left.
Yeah, you Richard really don't debate, you know. You just said the same thing over and over. We go down the road.
And not even convincingly. Not even convincingly.
Yeah. He just regurgitate. Me go down the road and me see this. I tell every man. And then he ask him one question about it. And then he say, no. But you see me go down the road and me see the house. Right? And me going at the house and come on. And then he ask him, and then he go say it. And then he go say, and then you ask him one question and the conversation like. Then he say, hold on. No, wait. You see me, you Richards. You see me go down the road and me see the house and me going at. That's how he just say the same thing 92 times. He go say it over and over again.
Because even when he speaks on the dreaded FinSac arguments, you know, I was in the banking sector. And these people are using
the banking sector?
No, man, St. Albin, you're talking about no. You Richard St. Albin.
No, man, I know St. Albin, man. You Richard.
Yeah. St. Albin too. St. Albin have the one them take what I want and speak what was there. Because I've proven that on 11. I don't know if Travis or Joshua was there with us, where we sent him on Google to get the information. And because he is so what you said the PNP like to do, either them Chuck, help me, no man. Either them.
You mean when they attack the person?
No man, when they recruiting you, you like to say that they use two things. They recruit you two ways.
Anyway. All right.
Anyway.
Continue, because we don't remember.
Yeah. But anyways, you give him the information. Have you found it? Yes. Him start to read it good enough. You see, when him realize, say, what is there is not correlating with what he said, the man go back, go talk what him did talk before him don't read it. So we are look on it and what you're reading is not what's there. It says, for example, a number would have been there and it said 965 and you're saying it is 466. Just an example, not the factual thing. I don't remember the factual thing right now. And the man said, oh yes, right, but 566. And Mr. Richard, stop. Because let me tell you something, man. The PNP is of the opinion that Jamaican people will not read. And I don't know if comrades understand that this is the reason they are PNPs. I don't know. They'll not read and they'll not gather information for themselves. They will go and ask a question on anything a comrade Salah.
Momo, you kind of new, you know, but I gotta tell you one thing. You gotta come to the realization of speaking to PMP. Me welcome you still, you know. But you see, Momo, you gotta find out that the only thing a PMP knows that he or she is a PMP. That's the only thing they know. You gotta come to the realization one day, say the only facts that they will ever present to you and the only ground that they stand on is the fact that they are PNP. You do it, you know, you did the experiment for your show and it was lovely done. What is Mark Golding policies? What are the first promises of the first 50 days? What is he going to do with the economy? You understand? You were there as a primary example. There was one of them mega get me notes. You know, remember this and that. You get what I say? They don't know nothing about the very party that they passionately support. Passionately every day with as the clock tick, them are gonna talk about it, right? So the only thing, if you ask them, the only thing that they know and they know without explanation is that them are PNP.
Javi.
Yes, I
just Google something here. Ingram, you come back? We just Google something here. I asked, how would we expand Jamaica's independence celebration? And the answer is simply this. It says right now, let me mute while I get every microphone feedback. Eh? It says right now, it's centered around August 6th with the Grand Gala, National Honors Emancipation event and parish activities. To make it bigger and more impactful, we can go wider in 4 ways. Time, reach, and time, youth, diaspora, economy. August 1 and 2, Emancipation Weekend tie-in. Link Emancipation August 1 with Independence August 6 as freedom to nationhood. Same thing we had that a while ago, freedom to nationhood. August 3 to 4, Innovation and Industry Day. Showcase Jamaica's tech, agriculture, creative and manufacturing industry. August 5th, National Day of Service and Culture Night in every parish. August 6, Grand Gala, National Honors and Fireworks. That's one simple plan. But it goes with what we have said. The first thing you need to do to expand is to tie in both celebration, emancipation and independence. Tie it into one. Travi, you mute. Tie it into one. Right, and that will give us the impact we are looking for. Second, expand the reach. Take it to every parish and the world. Take it to every parish and the world. So same thing what we are saying. Expand it to each parish should have their own mini independence celebration. Road to Independence concert series. 2 weeks before, big free concert in 5 regions with reggae, dancehall, gospel, mentor fusion. Virtual show gala, live stream the Grand Gala with AR, VR segment into diaspora. Can attend, partner with Netflix or YouTube. Short independence game. National high school track debate and other competition during the week. Youth. Expand youth. Which one was this? Reach. Expand the youth and culture. Make Made in Jamaica Expo. I have a question. Don't worry, Ingram. Ingram, I know if you come ask a question, Ingram. Give me a second, Ingram. If you have a question, you can come and ask it. Oshkin. I go on to the general.
Large up truck. Large up truck.
Be my box, never joke.
Alright.
Large up truck.
Elskin, what you taking the celebration yesterday, my boss?
No. No.
What do you mean no? No, man, we take your national card, man, if you know what's Grand Gala, man.
I've never watched it.
Eh? Right. Is it that you're not a fan of the celebration?
Many things.
Yeah, right, I hear you. Mr. Ingram, what is your question?
Wait, me never know some alive in a Jano.
Yes,
Never know some in that box.
Yes, Chuck.
What the box side this? Chuck, me never intend for the come on.
Alright, sir. Alright. Don't worry, sir. I make up myself, Musky. We talk. Yeah, Ingram, what's your question?
Yes, Mr. Yes, Chuck, what I find fascinating is we're constantly pointing out faults on different people, different faults, different shortcomings, what have you. And we fail miserably, you know. We fail miserably to identify our faults. And I'm urging you, Chuck, as a blogger, I'm urging you to tell people to stop certain things. We can't be having a discussion here and we are bringing children in a discussion without any basis whatsoever. It is wrong. It is absolutely wrong.
Mr. Ingram, I couldn't agree with you better. And you know what I like to see? You see, when the PNP surrogates them on 11 and bring down Andrew Onless and Mrs. Onless children, it's nice if you go out there and tell them give them the same advice.
I don't know why you are saying that, but anywhere I am, and anywhere.
Ingram, somebody have a question for you, Ingram. Ingram, somebody have a question.
At least let me finish talk first.
I thought you were finished. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me finish talk first. I have 8 children. I'm proud of them. And Joshua tell the nation that he knows of my children being dismissed, disgracefully from them. And I asked him to tell the nation, and he won't. And I'm not letting it go, you know. It's something I'm not going to let go.
Ingram, I've said it to you before. Joshua has not mentioned your children since I don't know what you're talking about.
No, it didn't mention and your. I know. I'm saying because you didn't mention your own, but he did it.
Yeah, but
he did it about a
Mr.
week ago. He did it.
I have heard, Mr. Ingram. I have heard some people say some.
And I'm urging him to tell the nation about my children because this one will not.
Mr. Ingram, I have heard some.
Hold on, Mr. Ingram, you know, say I go sue the man.
For the past quite a few years.
Mr. Ingram,
I've made sure I know what I'm doing when I'm on a blog, and I find it most despicable for anyone.
Mr. Ingram, I see
you are very. About children.
I see you are very.
We can't go there.
By the sentiments that you said was expressed by Joshua. I'm asking you this question as a father to
it wasn't a sentiment. It wasn't a sentiment.
Mr. Ingram.
It was a life from the pit of hell.
All right, Mr. Ingram, and let me ask you this question as a father to annex. When the Prime Minister listen to some of the things where the people, where you are friend them, where you are parry them, say about
and him
children,
and Ingram.
how do you think he feels?
Chuck, I do not control human beings or they operate. In my space,
Joshua, but
I
we control this program.
Anyone to say any disparaging thing about people, children. I don't allow it. Whether they're PNP or JP, I don't allow it.
Mr. Ingram, but that is not true. That is not true. Just yesterday, you were on Colonel Charles Jr. and Michelle Charles.
I'm speaking. And I'm
pointing out the
way. Nax, me gonna give you the time. Hold on, Nax. Now make you ask him. Me know same did there.
He was on Darrell Vaz yesterday, laughing at Darrell Vaz visa and how he don't have no visa. He's a wicked man, this is a man.
How do you believe the Prime Minister feel when some people they bias some things about his kids? How do you think it makes him feel?
Chuck, you listen to Chuck, Chuck, have you listened to my response?
No.
My response is I do not allow it in my space. I'm a Kiwanian. I'm Kiwanian.
It's a liar, man.
Okay?
Mr.
So
Ingram.
that's a fix for me, Chuck. I don't have to defend anything here. I don't have to. I'm just saying, let us be responsible people. There's no need for us to be making disparate remarks about people's children. It is absolutely wrong.
Here's the problem, Mr. Ingram. But here's the problem. Here's the problem that you guys are going to face from now on. You and your team.
Can you refer to me?
No.
When you live in a glass house, don't
I'm speaking to you and your team. You and your team.
Where's my team?
That door.
Where's my team?
Mr. Ingram, hold on. Listen to me first. Listen to me.
Open which door? Open which door, Chuck? Chuck.
The door of disparaging people's children.
Chuck, I have never come on any platform.
Disparaging people's children. When they did put up,
Chuck,
when your friend did put up children, and I said Dujan picked them was killed and I put up memorial flyer with them. You never do that.
I don't know anything about. I know nothing about that, Chuck.
They put up RIP something program or whatever.
I know nothing about that.
Let me tell him something I know. Mr. Ingram, Andrew Onless have a mother, right? And when you and when you dep on your platform with your surrogates them, and you over there a be labor attack about Andrew Onless a thief and have 28 bank account. You don't know say somebody else child.
Chuck, I'm gonna leave, right? Because I've said it time and time again. I have never referred to the Prime Minister.
He's a wicked man. He needs to leave.
Nobody needs to come and lie on me.
Anything Joshua said 20 million.
You can't get 2 minutes.
Never.
Well, before you leave, Dax have a question for you. Before you leave.
Ingram.
No problem.
Mr. Ingram, yesterday and the day before, you had MP Rose Shaw on your program.
That is correct.
For the full 3 hours.
That's correct.
When you said to her and she said to you that Pernell Charles and Michelle Charles have no integrity and they thief the land over St. Thomas, what did you say?
I did not hear.
Mr. Ingram, don't tell me what you
Jesus God.
Can I respond to you?
The man got church, you know, man. The man got church.
Yesterday morning when you said that Mr. Pernell Charles Steve Dillon and Mr. Make I go share the live here to Pernell Charles Jr. At that time you acknowledge my presence. You said you never said that.
Can you play? Hold on.
Me can't screen record, so me can't play.
Hold on. I respond to you. I respond to you simply.
Joshua, me soon carry you back. Let Joshua, me soon carry you back.
I respond to you simply. Can you play the tape when I state that Pernell Charles and daughter Tiefland? Can you see that tape now?
I do not have a tape. What I have is my memory.
I was listening to it also.
I was there. I typed in the comment 2 things. One is, let me go share this live to Pernell Charles Jr. And 2, I told Max Romy and which other laborer was there, and I told them to stop commenting and make us steer. It's just that I cannot screen record, so I was there.
Can I respond to you now?
Yes.
I have never referred to anyone as a thief unless
that's crazy.
Ingram, you're not afraid of God?
It's like the people
I pray every morning, you know. We call the man life for prayer every morning, you know, man. Every morning we call the man life for prayer.
Hold on. Because that is not what I want to talk about.
No, you talk about it. No, talk about it. I am responding to your notorious lies.
Mr. Ingram, see Max here in the chat saying it's true. You said it. Max,
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care who wants anything, Chuck. I don't care. I don't care. It's not in my DNA. Anytime I call you a thief, you're a certified thief. Anytime I call anybody a thief,
all right, Mr. Ingram. Beg on a second. Mr. Ingram. All right. Let me play Ingram advocate. Maybe Knox them misheard what you say. What was the conversation between you and Rose Shaw yesterday?
The conversation, one of the conversations we had with Rose Shaw yesterday was pertaining to the land that Pernell Shaw's daughter is currently developing in St. Thomas. We also discussed about
what about the land? What about the land?
That they were developing the land without permission. It was on my program that it was revealed that a cease and desist order is now placed on the land, on the project. We also discussed about her being whether she was a practicing dentist in Jamaica or
and Mr. Ingram, you never call her a thief.
Chuck, for the last time, I do not call anybody.
All right, Mr. Ingram, can you do me a favor then, sir?
Chuck, I'm answering you. I'm not defending myself here now. I'm answering you. I do not call people thief or criminal unless they prove themselves.
All right.
I don't.
So what you're saying is either you didn't do it or you have proof that they are thief. Which is it?
Chuck, I'm telling you, Chuck.
Do you have proof? Do you have certified proof to say the Prime Minister is a thief?
Is either you didn't do it or you have proof. Which is it?
I'm talking to you, Chuck. I do not refer to anyone as a thief unless they prove themselves to be a thief.
So what you're saying, no, but you don't answer the question. Is either did you say it or not?
I did not say it.
All right, so Mr. Ingram, I'm gonna ask you to do me a favor, sir. Can you do a favor for me?
Yes.
I need you to download the lives yesterday and send it on give me.
I don't know how to do it.
It's the simple, easiest thing.
How we do it?
I want you to download yesterday's live in its entirety and then send me the file. If so you then
hold on. So I can download it on my on
your device and then WhatsApp it to me.
If I can do it, I'll do it. No problem.
You can do it. Just me, you can do it. It's not difficult.
No, you know why I say if?
So yeah, Ingram,
you know why I say if, Chuck?
Yeah, man.
You know why I say if? You know why I say if? The council last week. The council last week have also sent for me to send a tape and I don't know how to do it yet. So I'm gonna get it.
Don't worry, Mr. Ingram, you can get it. Right? And if you never said for true, then you will be vindicated.
Chuck.
All right, hold up. Make me still want me 2 minutes. Still want me 2 minutes.
Chuck, I am 68 years of age. I fear no one but the Almighty God.
Mr. Ingram,
you have time and time again lied on me also, saying I thought the Prime Minister thief.
Mr. Ingram, yesterday, Mr. One lady on TikTok, she about 90. I tell lie. So
I saw a lady yesterday 103.
Yes. Anyway, Knox, continue. Sorry, Knox, continue. We don't mean to disrupt.
So you're basically saying that you have never called the Prime Minister a thief then, right?
Never.
Oh, okay.
Never.
All right. So you have no proof that he stole anything?
Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, the issue of the 28 bank account, my argument is it's not 28, it's 32 he was involved in. But the 32 bank account has no relevance. It's all the money going to 32 bank account.
And how many active accounts did he have?
He was involved in 30.
Mr. Ingram, everybody have whole heap of different accounts. But when the investigation was done, how many active bank accounts did the Prime Minister have?
Let me answer you. During the period under review, it was 32 bank accounts his name was involved in. 32. I've said that.
I may ask you a question, say, when the report, at the conclusion of the report, how many active bank accounts did he have at the time?
I don't recall right now.
Mr. Ingram, just a quick update.
So that's something for your research. That's something for your research.
Hold on the petal. Just a quick update. Mr. Holland open up 3 more bank accounts, Mr. Ingram, to move it from 32 to 35 because he must have one each seat where win.
And
No, I'm just saying. I know you know that. I know you know that. I am just giving you an update.
Is entitled to
yes,
100 more.
you are
no
correct.
To me.
You are correct. But we just want to give you the update that he opened up 3 more to match up with the 35 constituencies and
what
35
you're saying is totally. What you're saying is totally irrelevant.
Travi, you serious?
So, Mr. Ingram. So, you have said it on Chuck platform today that you have never called the Prime Minister a thief because
never.
You have no evidence
and
of him stealing.
I challenge anyone to present that.
On the screen record, Mr. Ingram, you know.
I challenge anyone to present that I know anyone call a Prime Minister a thief.
Okay.
I challenge anyone to present that.
When the comments are talking about the and you're going one more thing that I'm gonna ask you to do is that I'd like for you to read what the summary or whatever. I'd like for you to read to find out how many active accounts the Prime Minister had when the report was
come back for the Prime Minister account. The Prime Minister is
Knox got the
well, I want Knox finish up with that Oskin say want ask Ingram something. So Knox finish up.
Mr. Ingram, once again, I spent a lot of time on your live.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Your declaration is that the Charles have no integrity. Did you say that?
I could have said that, yes. I could have said that, yes.
Explain to me what made you have that proof.
She said she told an interview that the project she's doing was approved.
So when you said persons came to Barking Lodge with registered title for the land and they have no integrity and they are stealing land, who are you talking about?
I did not say anyone was stealing land. I did not make a statement like that.
When you said other persons have title for Barking Lodge,
hold on, no. And I said nothing about Barking Lodge because I don't know that name Barking Lodge. What I referred to the fact that there was a man on a tape who told the social media that he have title for the same land that is under the title that Colonel Shaw have title for. So I said on my program, how is it that you have 2 different persons?
No. Did you see the
title to the same property?
Fraud.
No, I didn't see that.
Fraud.
I didn't see that.
Let me answer because fraud, Mr. Ingram.
Travi, let me ask this question. Did you know that whenever there is a title for a piece of land, you can get the title and stop paying taxes for it? Now, have to stop paying taxes for a while because I have personally encountered this. After stop paying taxes for a while, because some people just know so them have them land title and I feed them it. Yeah? However, after stop paying taxes for a while, the title will not disappear now. It's still a piece of paper. Now, if you should come up on that land and you have made your relevant queries and they say, boy, yes, there's a title out there, but the land, there's been no updating payment, no nothing for more than 20, 30 years. And somebody else went ahead, sort out the piece of land, pay the updated taxes, go through the relevant authorities, you know, they too are going to get a piece of title? Just saying.
No, I don't think what you're saying is correct.
Mr. Ingram.
Your declaration, Mr. Ingram.
Mr. Ingram, what is correct then? What is correct then if that isn't?
if there's an existing title for a piece of land, and at some other point somebody access that piece of land by whatever means, then there'll have to be a separation of title.
Go ask Joita.
No, I don't have to ask anybody that.
Wait, a word
I don't have to
salad.
ask anybody that.
Mr. Ingram, hold on. What you just gave is word salad. I want you to put it in normal terms, layman terms. Remember, I say we're not right. If the person don't pay any taxes and somebody else come and live or whatever and pay the taxes up to date, is that person unable to gain a title which results into that person own the land? You say some separation, something another one. We don't understand, and I want you to explain.
Don't say you don't understand. If there's land A, and somebody at some point get a title out of land A, it means that that new title will be A minus the new title. That's common sense.
Where must say people who understand the same grammar?
No, listen, the question I want to ask is...
Who understand? Hold on, wait. No, hold on, wait. You know what the problem is? He's challenging your argument. And if he speaks about it the right way, he's going to look stupid. So he might come with all of these round-the-world arguments and round-the-world answers without answering the question properly and give no word salad.
Mr. Ingram, just allow me a minute.
I repeat time and
Mr.
time
Ingram,
again.
I'm going to say...
That's why I repeat time and time again that when Noel Ingram talk, I stand on my integrity. I don't.
All right, so Mr. Ingram, me go say this. I am gonna take myself away from hold on. I'm gonna say this. I'm done. It's just a sentence, people. It's just a sentence. It's not a full paragraph. I'm gonna take myself away from this conversation. My intellect is not up to your par.
I was about to do the same thing because if Ingram is standing on his integrity that he does not have, then the conversation is pointless.
That's what he names the floor in his house, integrity.
Oh, that's what he names the floor in his house.
But the question I have for Mr. Ingram is simple. Mr. Ingram, you says a man come on TikTok and say him have a title for the land. You have never seen this title, but yet you take him out as gospel. Now,
No,
if
I've never seen his title nor Charles' title. What I'm saying...
allow me to ask you a question. Mr. Ingram, allow me to ask you a question.
You asked the question already?
No, I don't ask a question. What I did was lay the foundation for my question.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm saying, you have never seen the gentleman's title. You have also never seen the Charles title. Okay? Now, what if I now get up tomorrow morning and I do a video and post on social media, say I have a title for your house? What would you do?
I have nothing to do.
So by just making a video, I would have owned your house.
What are you talking? Listen, hold on. When I'm involved in a conversation, the conversation must be logical.
Mr. Ingram,
I don't intend to be in a conversation in futility.
Mr. Ingram, let me go again.
Okay.
The Charles family own land in St. Thomas. I know they own land because I used to have person work at Lamp and I know them own it.
Chuck, let me interject that the Rose Shaw also pointed out to Mr. Ingram that St. Thomas Farms and the land was incorporated in 1980. So you see the land we're talking about.
All right. Mr. Ingram say him see one man do a video and tell social media say him have title for the land. And Mr. Ingram take what that man say as law. So Mr. Ingram take what that man say.
Why would you say that, Shaw? Why would you say that, Chuck?
Because that's what you did. You just come and say other people have title for it. That's what you just said.
Chuck, do not lie on me.
Jesus.
Say exactly what I said. Say exactly what I said.
All right, hold on. Mr. Ingram, we have 257 persons.
Make him repeat what he said.
I'm not concerned about that.
What did you say about the other gentleman title?
That other person came there on social media and declared that they have a title that on the same land that Charles him have title for.
So what difference the man just said a while ago?
He said I took the man word as gospel.
Jesus Christ.
Then you not take the man word as then.
No, I did not. No.
All right, hold on now.
So, all right. So what do you understand by that? What do you understand by that?
This is important now. Then, Mr. Ingram, if you never take the other man word as gospel, then how you said the Charles and thief the land?
I repeat for the 4th time. At no time did I say Charles thief land. Don't go there.
You said they're not integrity because they're a thief?
Don't go there.
All right. Mr. Ingram, what I know about you is that you
know nothing about me, Chuck.
Yeah, man.
You know nothing about me.
Yeah, man. You have short-term memory.
No, no mix up. No mix up.
Mr. Ingram, you have very short-term memory. You have absolutely no integrity. Mr. Ingram, for a big man, you lie. And believe me, you know, take no pleasure of me calling a big man a liar, you know. If my mother
Wickedly lie. Wickedly lie.
If my mother was close, me should have beat me if you do that. Say me not call big man. But you do it openly. Right? You encourage foolishness when it not concern you. You sit down and you help people chastise other people, including the Prime Minister.
All the time.
Somebody
Joshua said about Joshua inbox me the Joshua.
That's why Nax data. That's why I keep on and say anything Joshua say, I repeat it 100% and stand by Joshua.
Joshua said me I go make a video and say to Joshua inbox me and tell me where you said it.
Mr. Chuck, this is one of the reasons I don't. You realize that after me tell him say intellect too is far above mine, me not utter another word. Because let me tell you something. The worst thing you can do in my life is take me for an idiot. I am sure you did not pull this argument out of thin ear to say he's questioning. I was sitting right here. So I'm sure you're not pulling this argument out of thin ear to say that you're questioning him a question the ownership of the land, right?
But say based on the video MC.
Okay. And the video I saw was a man with a title. Now tell me now. You tell me, and this is the reason I took myself away. Because you see Mr. Ingram with me follow Mr. Ingram, me follow back and go straight to L. Ta L now me see me now. L now it L me see him. I shall be sitting at the right hand of Jesus.
Because as I said, he had Rose Shaw. So I wanted to ask him 5 things.
Yes, but this thing.
Tell me, no, what I want you to tell me. 1, what is Rose Shaw legacy project from the time she was councillor over St. Thomas? And then me want you to give me our 3-point plan for development for Eastern St. Thomas now. Chuck, believe you me, for over 3 hours they over there and they are just Michelle Charles and Pernell Charles name.
That was the script. That was the script.
That was the script for that.
Let me just land what I was saying.
In the comment, I type how many times in the comment, what are your plans for Eastern St. Thomas? And to none of them no answer, just Michelle Charles. And I was, so I and that's why I say when me buck him up, me want to ask him what it is that she spoke about Eastern St. Thomas.
Let me just land with what I'm saying. Let me just land what I'm saying. They say one of the problems that me not like deal with the PMP is that they cannot speak outside of their party's beliefs. So it tells me that they're all puppets and somebody's hand is up somebody's ass directing the show.
When you talk about PMP, you know, you're going to find one for hand up ass, you know, when you talk about PMP.
Yeah, you can't, if you cannot have a normal, if you can't have a conversation in public outside of your party's belief, it simply means to me you cannot hold your party accountable. If you can't hold your party accountable for anything, if I am to put you in, if I was stupid enough, can't read or write, and put you in power, then that tells me you're going to give me any and everything, and I should smile. And even if me can't read and write, you can't give me bullshit. Because I not take it. I mean,
Aiden Peart is asking a question. Pernell Charles is from, I assume, they meant to say St. Anne, where he get land from in St. Thomas. Well, Eden, me
I
know
was
a woman
born
who
and
live in
bred.
me know a woman who live in a Toronto. Hold on, me know a woman who live in a Toronto, Canada, and one piece of land in a Jamaica.
And I was born and bred in Montego Bay, and I have a piece of land in Spanish Town. What is your
What a
what is the
stupid
point of
question.
that
We
question?
don't get your point, Eden.
What is the point of that
Man, me not
question?
send them as guy.
What
So
a
you
good
tell me,
question.
say, so you tell me,
Good
say,
afternoon, one and only winner.
so you're telling me that Mr. Charles has never traveled outside of his parish? He's never left his home? We
Mr.
are in
Charles was in
parliament.
the parliament,
Mr. Charles to confront town and he end up in a parliament. So how we end up in a parliament then? Oh no, stupid beyond belief, you know, man. Sure.
The question will be asked, how Mark Golding had built social housing or low income housing in one other country?
In one other country.
Nonsensical reason. Chuck, I was wondering if you all had challenged Mr. Ingram on the voice notes, because I don't plan to speak to any comrade unless they clarify the voice notes.
I can feel in here. Chuck, you went up on the live tonight? Chuck, were you on the live tonight?
At the voice notes alone, me I deal with comrade.
And so Chuck, me to ask you a question. Were you on our live tonight?
A spirit already.
Which night? Tonight? Which night?
No, man, did not. When I challenged Mr. Chuck regarding Mr. Tina Ingram regarding
No,
the
we're not
voice
getting a
note.
spirit.
Hold on, guys. There was something I forget to do for morning. Hold on. Thank you, winner, for reminding me.
Officer of the National
Thanks for reminding me, winner.
Authority, NARA, Major General Anthony Anderson. The comment was made in a PNP WhatsApp group around the time General Anderson was named as the NARA boss in late May this year. The PNP appeared to be discussing what points to use to attack the government's implementation of NARA. It was suggested that casting General Anderson as a facilitator of corruption would not fly with the public, given his record in public service.
Maria, the concern I'm raising is that Anderson's track record is not one full of blemish, that it will be so easy to attach certain things to him. The corruption argument not going to be attached to him so easily, right? In my humble opinion, I think they've outsmarted us and then putting this man now to be a CEO and whatever. Reality is we need to ensure that the average Jamaican is saying, we don't care who he is, he could have full of integrity, like, wow, he could have been whatever. He's the man who sought out all of the hurricane relief that got it to Jamaica, whether we know it or not. So I would love for us to be able to put that information together, package it.
We don't know why I pick up so low.
Jamaican can get that information.
Another PNP NEC member told colleagues that the ruling JLP saw NARA's successful implementation as their ticket to a fourth term in office. He said the PNP had to play the right kind of ball game in light of NARA's political importance.
Bear in mind that the NARA bill is what the JLP sees as its glory and its savior for a fourth term and a fifth term and whatever. Speaking to some of them recently, some of the operatives, they see NARA as their way out to get back in tune with the Jamaican public, because they know them in a bad state, the public itself, with the cost of living and everything. So they see NARA as a saving grace, and they're going to do everything in their power to try to get whatever done, which means bypassing like on parish council, which probably would do delay tactics and don't get this, which is why they did it that way. But safety standards and these things is a concern. So let's.
Which we would do delay tactics. So, Mr. Ingram, when we talk about the tarpaulin, you have to remember, you have to tell them to ease up on the delay tactics.
Yeah, exactly. And them say, yo, if they don't find that, them I use the safety concern methods. So they are calling inspector and they are going to stop it. Oh, you know, follow the code there. You know, do the code there.
That's exactly what they did. They did that exact thing with Dr. Michelle Charles and their fish pond. Who then call it NEPA. These are the environmental and safety people. And then they use and call it.
Yep. But nobody call. But Dennis Garden built a $300 million building without NEPA approval or for the municipal corporation, and nobody said anything. And he did, Dennis Garden did that while he was a member of the planning committee. The man was sitting on the committee that is a part of the approval process, but yet went on to do something that
did not submit a single.
All right, so Mr. Atkins,
he
Mr.
submitted
Atkins, how the
hold on. Let us clarify. He submitted it, but it was not approved. But he went ahead. he forward himself before the approval process and build the establishment.
4-story building.
Yep.
I'm asking. Now, listen, asking somebody who know your take on the voice notes. The delete tactics.
So I suppose, so me tell you what Mr. Ingram did say. You're not interested again, Kaima Layard?
Mr. Ingram?
Yes.
Mr. Ingram,
who was on the live? Because I don't want to speak and they say nothing, go say, you know. I would have
was there when they get in a spirit.
Just speak to them, tell them the man. When Mr. Ingram came on and we asked him about the voice note, Mr. Ingram said he has not heard the voice note. And mind you, the voice note was playing every turn you turn on TikTok, radio, out the road, the layman they talk about it, but Mr. Ingram never hear about it. So of course we played it for him. Oh, we're so sorry, wouldn't want to question you about something you have no knowledge about. So here is the voice note. Me backside. Mr. Ingram said he cannot speak to that because what he's hearing is he heard nothing. So we say, all right, what does do delay tactics mean, Mr. Ingram say? Where me hear that? Look here, tell them for me not, me say, Chuck, are they force me get so dark? You think I force me run him? Are they force me about Mr. Ingram?
You know, swallow his son.
When he come back the other night with the Mr. Tapia argument, Mr. Card. Before Card, let him up, you know. Mr. Card, play the recording. As Mr. Ingram come up, Mr. Ingram say never hear the interview.
You see, that is why we call Ingram liar all the while, yeah? Because when it comes to these things, Ingram that's why I'm sorry, he never hear nobody say nothing about the Prime Minister Pitney. That is a lie. Listen, if Ingram have a conversation now, and you repeat something when said to you 2 minutes from now, I'm going to say a lie. I never say it. That's why I'm parade. Oh, I did
2
not
minutes?
say it.
I mean, you were having a 1 minute conversation a while ago, and he did say, don't tell any lies on him.
I stand on principle.
And a principal O'Keefe in turn up on.
The only principle no F standard is if I saw name him floor. The only way we good integrity is if I saw name in that. If I saw white name. And that's the only integrity we live with.
I can't believe it. You know, I've always, because I don't really meddle with them per se, because from longer time, I really kind of have an idea how they steer. But just if you come here and you know, say, there are people that you know and may not know are listening to you, and you would have had similar conversations.
I'm still waiting to hear a straight argument.
Not a straight argument. You can't speak because, whatever. My God, man, me, I tell you the truth. If I was a PNP, I would be utterly embarrassed. I would have put down the banner. You couldn't get me fly this banner, yeah. You see, in speaking to the young lady, the young PNP woman that came on our platform, and we were speaking to her, and I had to ask the question. I said, let me ask you something. You see, just a question. When you hear us ask them the question and the answers they give, aren't you ashamed? And the poor woman only could have said, of course, me shame. Chuck was there.
Yes, I remember the young lady. Yes, the young lady said, boy, I didn't speak for us. Ask it.
I can't believe they not speak for them because at the end of the day, that said with their leader still.
That phone battery alone never jump.
I have no integrity.
Yeah, come back as Momo favorite.
I might.
What is my favorite? What is my favorite, Chuck? What is my favorite? Chavi cannot be my favorite.
When you come back as disruptor.
No, not my favorite that. Chavi get too much problem. Chavi is Joshua's liar and we can't be friends.
Chavi is Joshua liar?
Yes.
Chuck.
Then do that. I just say him a Joshua liar.
No.
Yeah.
Travi had
Long time.
in the trials that I have had with Joshua, Travi has been representing
No,
Joshua
but not
ever
just
since.
that, Chuck. You never know, say you're a crown witness over my court.
Hey!
Good
Who is
evening,
court
panel.
crown witness?
Let me just say this, please. Let me say this, please. Yesterday, Mr. Ingram was on his live with two guys, me I go remember them name, and they were talking about the visa that Mr. Vaz has gotten back, and they were also saying that the diplomatic passport that he has is in can do, only government business in can do with it. That's what he was there talking. And you guys hear me keep saying, are you serious? That's his tagline. Anytime you're talking things that he wants to hear, that's his tagline. Let me tell you something else again. The only thing that Joshua did was to ask a question. Ask a question, and he rise up when Joshua asked him the question. Now you can see that something went on. That is why when Joshua asked the question, Joshua never tell him nothing, you know. Joshua asks him a question. And see him come back with it today. So now we know.
It cut him deep. Yes, when somebody speaks of his children. And the thing is, as I said, the Prime Minister have children too. And Ingram has tolerated some of the vilest, dirty. Let me not even go to the Prime Minister. When his own friends made memorial poster about Dujan and his kids, they said nothing. Nothing. But hold on, let me hear. There's a gentleman here, Leroy Duncan. Leroy?
Bless up, panel. Bless up, everyone. Yeah,
Bless
man.
up, sir.
Yeah, man. Me dey listen long time, the conversation and all of that, you know. So that me do not fight time, just sit in and listen. Here my issue now. When me I think, we not hear nobody really deal with it yet. But me dey have an issue with Mark Golding not attending Parliament when the President of Ghana come. And if he's a man where you can consider a Prime Minister in waiting, how you dey go disrespect a man from a foreign country in a diplomatic quarrel like that?
One more question for asking.
Yeah. Me have an issue with it because I say this man come from Africa, he's a black man, and you choose a time like this to avoid presenting yourself.
Slave master mentality.
All right. And then I see a next thing where this man come from England, diplomatic corps, and him have the man all in online constituency walk up and down with him. In the before the man side of him, back of him, all about. Why not give the same respect to the President of Ghana? Why him give to this man? We are no Prime Minister. And a Prime Minister coming up. This is a man from the diplomatic corps from England.
What was the color of the man?
That was long time.
Why?
That video was long time.
Yeah, but me say him do that to show you how him reverence and respect the man from England.
Yeah, because he's English. Asking Vice
All right.
Lord.
All right, you see, let me there now.
Mark Golding absent.
Yeah. That think pan say that affect my head to see how him really think about black people. All right, next thing me say him a try avoid the green. me see him a come a parliament in a black and white strip of yellow. Me can't see no green. His wife might have put on a little piece of green. It ain't even so bright, but me see it. Him a try avoid the green. So him ignoring the Jamaican flag.
Leroy, the PMP a couple of years ago was keeping a function in Montego Bay. And they were using the flag as the backdrop.
Yeah.
And remove the green out the flag. An official government function.
No, me can't. That way mash up my psychic. Me still have an issue with that. You see, me born 1 year before independence, you know. So me a full independent man. And me come right through the slavery thing, you know. And me come see this Aguana now. Me can't really swallow it. No, me coulda understand if it was a real black man in opposition and I try something like that. But right now it licking me hard because they say me know the man background. He might come from when he must say him descendant a slave them.
You mean by this kid, yes.
Him a tell like this, so him not understand this history thing. You know? And me just say now, for him, I display them kind of thing where him a do put all the chain around the black man neck and all that. Them sitting there lick me hard. And
Well,
I can say the whole of that only a bring back memory and a show me him psyche, the way him think. When him think of black people. And the majority of people at Jamaica are black people.
It hit all that we had, you know. And if there's one thing we learned from him since taking over, is that when
So
you come to
me they
nationality-
ask the question all the while. Why the PNP would really choose or give preference to a man like that with such a history?
Is not give preference. Is the problem where we have Mark Golding. And if we want to know who to blame for Mark Golding, I want somebody to blame why Mark Golding is the leader of the PNP today. One person. And I put the blame squarely at her foot.
Rhoda Crawford.
Rhoda Mai Crawford is to be blamed. If she never backs with Peter Bunting, if she never spit him out, if she never trample over Peter Bunting,
Peter that did it.
then yes, he would be back. So I would have been playing.
At least he would have been a Jamaican. He would have been a but he would have been a Jamaican.
Now we hear the answer for the questions.
Oh yeah. What Oskin, you have a whole heap of fans, you know?
Yeah, man, I don't notice
Any question I don't want Oskin answer, I will put it to you.
No, I answer every question still, Chuck. You know me still. So I'm not dealing confusion. I'm going to talk over people. That's why I'm going to start.
So I will give you the time. And who attacked to Oskin first? Oh, next one data.
Let me answer next one data. About that voice note, that's a very unfortunate thing in the politics.
No, me love that. Me love the boss out.
No, hold on.
What I talk about, Leroy?
Hold on, Leroy. Go on, Oskin.
Yeah, man, that's a very unfortunate thing in the politics. There are so many things you can unpack from that. But, you know, I don't like when people try to besmirch people and create things that don't exist. And the general is a man of high integrity. His track record is there. So people could infer all kind of things about that voice message and say, what goes where I want to go, so on and so forth. But let's, for the sake of this argument, say that that's an actual real voice note from some folks in that PNP organization. Then let's say that. Well, I know because people have been saying that. That's just ugly, weird. But I'm not more to say about that. The next thing, Knox, what you asked me again?
The next thing, hold on.
Yeah.
You said, let's say it's a real voice note. As if there's question.
No, let's say these are actual PNP people.
Hold on, man. I listen to you now. I know it's your turn to listen to hear what I have to say. You do not need to try to coerce me into saying what you want to be saying.
Chorus, you man. That's a chorus. That's a easy chorus.
That's why you should allow me to speak and say what I'm
allow
saying.
or disallow your brother. May I talk like a man and go and talk?
No, you said that.
Hoskins, nobody take up Ingram.
Hold on.
No, I know Ingram still.
Don't buy that little, that bait that is being thrown out. No, I'm saying the first thing you put out, you said, let's say that these voice notes are real, and then when you try to interrupt me, say, let's say that it's real PNP people. As if there's questions whether they are real and if they are actual PNP individuals that are speaking in these voice. There's no question. The question that you're trying to create was already denounced by Mark Golding, accepting and acknowledging that the voice notes are real and they were done by PNP people.
Yeah, and he said they were.
And that was second also by Nikisha Burchell.
Yeah.
So that part of argument that you present, let's say it's real, is disingenuous because there's no question about whether or not they're real and valid.
Okay, I'm accepting that. Yeah, that's disingenuous. Now that I'm accepting that.
All right.
So we can answer Knox other question now.
Yeah, man.
There's a very specific thing we're coming to talk about still. Me don't want to talk to Mr. Ingram directly, but him gone. What's the other question I had, Knox? Knox one daughter.
And for you now, okay.
Hoskins. Oskins. Yeah, man. Go ahead, Horatio. What you say, brother?
Yeah, the question that I ask you, all the time I watch your comments in and every live, and whenever Mr. Siago name is mentioned, you are so bitter against Mr. Siago. Why?
No, it's not bitter. I'm not bitter. I really don't have a lot of respect for Eddie Siaga and Portia Simpson Miller. I don't. Because if you look at those two constituencies, West Kingston and Southwest St. Andrew, I don't need to expound on that.
What are you talking about? All right, so nowhere to have a conversation.
And South St. Andrew.
Ask me the question. Southwest, yeah, man, South St. Andrew too, and West Kingston too.
What is it about
Kingston too?
What is it about West Kingston that you're talking about?
All right, you have to make me answer in a linear way. I can deal with the interjection still now, but you have to accept. Say West Kingston, what's this TikTok friendly word? Is an unaliving field. That's a part of Jamaica, and anybody who denies that, my brother just call me disingenuous. I may accept that. Let me make the point. Let me make the point. You ask me, and I'm telling you, I'm gonna only put in Siaga, but you only see Siaga because you're seeing color. I may also put in Portia Simpson Miller because they're the two longest serving MPs who have created killing fields in Kingston. They oversaw that. But because people are PNP, they can't see what Portia do. And when people are JLP, they can't see what Siaga do.
So what Mr. Siaga have done that create West Kingston as a killing field?
If I have to spell that out for your soldier, if you don't know West Kingston,
I am from West Kingston. I am from West Kingston. I'm in a banner hand, you know. I can give you this
from Hannahtown to Matches Lane to Tivoli Gardens to Denham Town. People have to really sit down and act like them places, you know where them be, and good people come from everywhere.
And I can say something.
Places you can't just wander in them places.
You know who make it horrible? People like you who walk and demonize West Kingston. Because of Mr. Siaga.
All right, you know what? Watch why you get defensive.
When it come on to West Kingston, I am defensive because people like you.
You can look into yourself and listen.
People like you who walk and demonize West Kingston because of politics, why West Kingston was what you think it was. Because West Kingston, hold on, can I get a talk? You're talking.
Okay. I can post that. I take my private them now. I go everywhere in a Kingston, brother. I go everywhere in a Kingston. And if you're going to
can I get a talk now? Can I get a talk? West Kingston have one of the lowest crime rate in the 90s and early 2000s for over 2 decades are over 20 years.
Not do this, man. You see where you had the right now?
Is it that I like?
But you are the right now. You see where you are the right now.
Hold on.
You see where you are the right now. It's a very sad thing.
Askins,
you see South St. Andrew and South.
I am asking, hold on. I am asking you, in the 90s when Jamaica was the murder capital of the world, West Kingston have one of the lowest crime rate for over 2 decades. That is false or that is true?
Not true about that, nor false about that. The reality is...
Have the number to support such an argument.
You know, some talk to Chuck all the while and have good conversation with Chuck twice now.
Yeah, man.
I'm not dealing with dishonesty, you know, like that, you know. Because I'm going to tell us straight up.
We can have a conversation, you know, one talk.
Because you want to go and like say West Kingston and one place where, if you know much artists sing about down there, so, and how much reality live down there, so
we are talking about Akiv.
Relax and listen to me.
Whatever you want him, listen what me I say. Because you're talking about artists. Some of the greatest artists that grace the stage, the world stage, come from Western Kingston. What are you talking about?
You're not talk real from Jim.
We are talking about Akiv. Come in and understand what you are talking about.
And listen, if you listen, you're going to understand. If you listen, you're going to understand. And if you're not being so defensive, you're going to understand. And if you're not being totally partisan, you're going to understand. I mean, I'm going to say this to you again. Because you jump on me to say, me talk about Siaga. Who is Siaga for me to talk about? I'm saying, you know, I'm saying the same thing about Portia Simpson Miller, but you don't have nothing to say
I
about
can't
she.
defend Portia Simpson Miller.
You can't defend Siaga neither.
I can defend Edward Philip George Siaga. That's who I can defend.
Siaga neither.
You know why I can
Siaga
defend
family.
it? You know why I can defend it? Because
Yeah.
people like you who walk and demonize West Kingston for who it is right now.
Brother,
when
you
Mr.
never said to you. You never said to you. I'm father, you never said this to you. You never said to you, no. Horatio.
Yes, sir.
If you don't like that, my brethren, just put
I
yourself
don't like
in
me. I know women like and fox me and tell you, because
you
guess
don't
what?
want me talk.
Because guess
you don't
what?
want me get a sentence in.
People like you
don't want me
who
get
walk
a
and tell the
sentence in.
people like you who walk and tell the world that is beer criminal live at West Kingston and some of the worstest people. That's what you just said a while ago. That's what you just said a while ago. You might not say word to word like what you just said, but that's exactly what you just said a while ago.
No, he did say good
feelings,
people come
man.
from everywhere.
Get out of your feelings, no youth, and listen to me, no youth. I'm gonna say this to you. You see, if you ever sit here and tell me, say, some horrible things are going on at West Kingston, now you can't have a conversation.
What is a proof?
But
Tell me what
you come and attack me about Siaga.
And I am saying,
in my opinion, Siaga was a horrible human being, and that is my opinion.
Because people like you walk and demonize him at that person.
You talking to me now.
People like you who walk and demonize him at that person.
You know, so Portia Simpson Miller was a horrible human being.
I don't business about Portia Simpson Miller. I'm talking about Mr. Sever. You keep on repeating that.
I don't want to accept that. You know, so Tony Spalding was a horrible person too.
Miller. People
Tony
like
Spalding.
you, people like you who walk and demonize Mr. Siago for.
You know. May I go get in a sentence?
I
don't think we're getting anywhere.
Oskin, hold on there.
Not getting anywhere.
Yeah, let me cool it down for guys. Listen, there's nothing wrong with both of you big people having a conversation. I know I got disagree on something, or probably I go argue, but I can discuss. Here's my take on it. Okay. Me understand. Say we come up in one Jamaica during a particular time in the 90s when murders got out of hand in Jamaica. Murders was out of hand right across. It wasn't right across. Murders was out of hand in the corporate area because you never used to hear about the murder in the country. Most of the time, anyway, outside the Clarendon people that are from old age are about that. Right? But now, Joshua, me tell you somebody think you don't realize how sensitive your mic is, you know. Yeah.
It's the phone was open, sorry.
We grew up in that time where it was out of hand. Right? Now, make we do the maths, Oskin, and I disagree with you about Siaga being a horrible human being. I will not tell you he was an angel, you know, but Siaga was not a horrible human being. I disagree with you upon that. Right? Now, make we measure the murder rate come right through. Siaga in 1980 inherited one of the bloodiest murder rates we could ever have, almost 1,000, the closest it ever get. When he handed it over, it come down by half to under 500, 436 to be exact. That is what was handed over. Okay? During that time, during the 80s coming up, or before the 80s, in the 70s, how did, I could go back in the history first, Oskin, and how did Tivoli Garden become a garrison community? We had guns and all of that. Let me give you the history. When Tivoli Garden was originally constructed, it was built to be a model the way every single community.
I'm not cutting you, was forced to defend, you know, was forced to defend itself.
If you did allow me to get there and hear my story,
go through.
It was to be a model how every other community would have been built. Every other community. As Siaga put it, from the womb to the tomb. And they had everything there and it was good. At the same time, places like Upper Arnett Gardens and all of those were developing same time. And after that, all of them up there, used to have Tivoli as them beating stick. Go in there, rob, rape, and do everything. Tivoli Gardens was surrounded by enemies, people who never liked the fact that Siaga a billet. You can research all of this information. I don't like me, I tell you now. It was surrounded by people who would have used guns and go in there. It was surrounded by Michael Manley down there, so. Back the time it was East Kingston and Port Royal, one constituency, who used to come up with the shower with the gang where they down there, the name again. Shit, if Rusty could have tell me the name of the gang.
We're talking.
The Spanglers, yes. It was Spanglers on one side, and where the man will build the house, with the house in the middle of the road name again.
The house there.
What house?
One is Spalding. Okay. One is Spalding and people up the outside. And then you also take set. That's how Tivoli come in a place where them say, we have to get gun too and start defend ourselves. Tivoli never banned as to what it is today. It was turned into it. You can research these things. It was turned into it. No, I lived through the time when the murder got out of hand. I lived through the time when you couldn't go downtown Kingston. You couldn't thief and robbery. Privilege downtown. If you turn your back on your pocket, something gone out of it. Bus and taxi, man.
I'm not cutting you, Chuck. I'm not cutting you. I'm going to tell you how bad it be. Jungle and Tivoli Garden couldn't play at each hometown. They have to go up our camp. That's how bad it was.
And even when they play a camp war broke. Even when they play a camp war broke. It was that
soldier would have to be there.
It was that bad. Right? But Tivoli Garden, and let's not forget what it was before it was built. They used to call it Bakawal. One little dump up place where used to be the sewer scholar, and it was built up. Right? So Oskin, I will not tell you that Siaga was an angel that used to walk around in a white suit. But Siaga was not the worst, despicable human being. Siaga was, Jamaica was robbed of Siaga. We robbed.
Chuck, since you're talking about the history, one moment, Jamaican man. Chuck was giving the history, but he left out a couple of things. All right, so Siaga was an anthropologist, you see, which really study how people interact with each other. It's not just a sociologist that do that, but anthropologists, their living condition and all of these things. And as part, when he returned to Jamaica after his studies in the States, he went and lived among the people in two parishes, in Kingston and St. Elizabeth. For over 6 months, he slept with them before Tivoli was even built, when it was Bakawal. And he saw their living condition. And as a result of that, he came up with the 500 village concept. No, the 100 village concept in Jamaica, right? And this is how he came up with the whole idea of from the womb to the tomb, wherein he's going to build residential community that is self-sustaining, right? That has everything that is needed within these communities. So if you need to go to school, you don't have to come out. If you need to go to clinic, you don't have to come out.
Thank you, Joshua.
If you need a police station, you don't have to come out. And they will also have their own sports team. So hence, that is why he created this. Now, fast forward to 1972, when the JLP lost the election, because Mr. Siaga was responsible for planning and development under the Hugh Shearer-led government. No, under the Bustamante government, and then he became Minister of Finance under the Hugh Shearer-led government, and he was also Minister of Finance under his own government in the 80s. Now, when the JLP lost the election in 1972, Chuck told you about the myriad of PNP communities. In fact, Hannahtown was even created. They had started the process of creating Hannahtown to be similar to Tivoli Gardens, right? But when they lost, all of that changed. In addition to that, when the JLP lost, then the raids that Chuck spoke about increased, and not only increased, but they started beating out and empty the Spalding brothers that you mentioned, Hoskins, started beating out all labor rights and running them out of town, and the labor rights them decided, so boy, we're not going to take this. Now, the impression that Tivoli presided over the largest number of homicides in the country, it is false. The first time I went into Tivoli was after 2 one morning. Before day, I was only 20 years old at the time, and I'm close to 60 now. Right? And when I went there, is 3 girls me meet at Piper's Lounge one night. Me and 2 of my brethren them. And we lyrics the girl them, and you know, young boy I would do and carry home the girl them at night time. After 2 at night.
Girl them lyrics, you know.
All right, but something happened. Right? And we carry home the girl them that time. And we able to go in Tivoli safely and come out. The danger point was Matthews Lane. Tivoli was not the problem. Because Tivoli was under order. You can't go in a Tivoli and go commit any crime.
I'm not cutting you, Joshua. In the 90s, when Jamaica was the murder capital of the world,
no man, I know about it. You said it. You said it before, and that is where I'm going. Right? You don't have to defend yourself. We're giving the true history. The history will speak for itself. Right? We're not here to defend good or bad. We're just simply presenting the facts, and people can extrapolate what they want from it. Right? Matthews Lane was really the danger point. Tivoli was under order. You couldn't commit a crime in downtown Kingston and come from Tivoli and then go back in a Tivoli. But all you have to do is report it in a Tivoli, and a man will get beaten for that. Right? Now, the running down of Tivoli came about because they were resource starved in the 70s and by extension the 90s. In the 80s, Tivoli was still in a fairly decent condition, right? And then fast forward to the 90s, then they start to starve them of resources and also target them. So this argument about Mr. Siaga being a very terrible human being, I challenge you, Oskin, and anybody who has that opinion of him, to produce the facts, and we will agree with those persons. Mr. Siaga was not the human being that the PNP presented him to be. All of this was intended to demonize him so that they could continue to win the election. Leading up to the 2002 general election, one of the things that after the election was won, Maxine Henry Wilson, who was then General Secretary of the PNP, was asked, what is your strategy going into this election? Because all the indicators say that they would have lost the election. And she said, our strategy was simple, to demonize Mr. Siaga. She said it out of her own mouth, Maxine Henry Wilson.
You see, Oshkin, what I believe happened to you is there was a concerted effort to paint Siaga as evil, and by such, they did it to Tivoli Gardens and West Kingston. Right now, again, me and I don't think Horatio I go tell you, say, down there was like church. But 90% of what people hear about down there was
not true.
Worry.
Not true, Chuck.
People. And you know how me know about it? Well, you know how me know about it? Because the same thing was done to the community when me grew up in where people hear some story about let me give an example. One night when we did move from Seaview, we used to live up Reddings roadside. And there was a driver that was assigned to pick me up. When he picked me up first, me used to tell him to go pick up a next guy wherever Seaview used to work with me. So me used to tell him to go down there. The first man they asked him to go pick up the guy. The driver was telling me how I'm afraid to go in a Seaview. And when me asked him why, the man proceeded to tell me some things when go on a Seaview, brother. And me listen to him talking, and when me done, me have to say, Virgin, years me live down here, so me live at all 3 sections of Seaview. Me live in every different section. And me have to tell him, say, brother, none of what you say, no go so. So people outside hear some dangerous story about these places, but they were made up to give you a certain response.
Chuck, I hear Joshua say something just now about starving our resources. Even in the attack of starving
beg a second. Me used to live a little bit down from Soviet. Little bit down. Me never live directly in me used to live a little bit down from Soviet. Go on. Okay.
Yes, sir. So what I'm saying, Chuck, even at the same breath, when Tivoli Garden was being starving of resources, Tivoli Garden have never run down in such a way where people living like squalor, like people living in squalor and feast in bag and toss it in gully.
because Tivoli Garden was such well built. West Kingston people never needed to go nowhere in an truck. The people of West Kingston never need to go nowhere. You have baby around the Kiwanis clinic. You have the largest market in the Caribbean. You have the largest.
Sorry, Arisa, let me ask Oskin a question. Oskin, the things that you know about Tivoli, is it stuff you know for a fact or stuff you would have heard?
All right, Chuck. I know things I can never repeat. Let me give you some background. I signed the Official Secrets Act. Then there are things that I will never be convinced about. One of them is that the picture. Listen, I have friends at garden, you know. I can't go to garden right now, you know. So don't get me wrong, like my thing say, I walk down the street and something just jump out. I go down a garden and I park up my car and I tell somebody and say, yo, XYZ. A man says, oh yeah, tell me that for G. You're good, man. And we just cool. So I have photographic proof of it and all them things there. We go garden right. Just
but what photographic proof you have? People is like squad.
Hurry, so may I
get back a chance.
Hurry, I'm gonna come up for war with you, soldier. Why you know that, you know?
Oskin, my friend Oskin.
Yo,
you know, I lived in a community in Kingston. Chuck kind of alluded to it a while ago, and that's the most I will say. That had the highest homicide rate probably in Jamaica at the time, and most of them don't know about it. The first mass homicide that took place in a Jamaica at any given point in time outside of a political homicide was in that community. You hear what I'm saying? 7 person. No, sir. See me a baby to where me come from. Baby.
Which is where?
Baby to where me come from.
Which is where?
Chuck alluded to it not too earlier, man. Not too long ago, man.
Where does it come from?
Yeah, man. That's where I come from, man.
Right. So just like if a man said to you now, right now, you see, say 100 Leon.
Hold on.
If a man said to you, say 100 Leon, come on, Black Country and all of them places. XYZ go on there, so you gotta defend it like an truth.
No, because I know that is true.
So why
ask you. Hold on, Oskin. The difference between the 100 Lane and Tivoli is that one was demonized and one was fact. Right? Because whereas I was able to go into... Hold on, Oskin. Just hear me out a bit, please. May I beg you. Whereas I was able to go...
Nobody not do nothing to it, though.
Hold on now, Horatio. Hold on now. Let's have an orderly discussion, my brother. Whereas I was able to go inside a TG at 2 a.m. unmolested, unprovoked, right? Where me grew up, you can't come in any point in time in the what the man them used to do, you know? I'll tell you what the man them used to do, you know. The man them, hold on now, my friend. I tell you when I grew up. What the man them used to do, you know, the man them used to go to the road to go do them thing, you know. And when them come back and them see man on the road, them bust off something on the man them and slaughter the man them on the roadside and come in at the lane, come laugh, you know, about it, you know. That's how horrible them man there was, you know. Remember one night, 2 a.m. the man them light 3 houses of fire at 2 a.m. for no reason at all. Me used to sleep in my clothes, in my shoes, in my bed. Because you expect anything for pop off at any given point in time. Right? Me sleep in my clothes and my shoes.
My dear Joshua.
Listen, me, man.
I don't think West Kingston was the dungeon that it was made out to be. It wasn't a church.
No, it was nothing close. Nothing close. It wasn't church, but it was nothing close.
Well, guys, I have a different set of facts from you guys, and
no, man, that is unproven facts, man. Don't beat him, gentlemen. Don't beat him. Make him laugh.
No matter how long we talk, there are some things will never come out of my mouth, and that's just a reality of my life. So you see, I'm not come up here to demonize God. Yeah, me know. Ariasha come ask about Siaga, you know. I used to tell him about Siaga. I not only include Siaga, I include Portia Simpson-Miller, I include Tony Spalding. I'm saying, my opinion, those are horrible human beings. Yes. That's my opinion.
I think you're more.
Yeah, but the argument about Siaga was something from the argument about Edward Seaga was out of the PNP figment of their imagination oration. May I tell you that?
But I want to understand a PNP, brother. And that may I try getting a people head.
No, I am not saying you are. No, I am not accusing. I am not accusing you of. Hold on, no, Oskin. I am not accusing you of being for any side. I am just simply telling you the point of origin of the arguments. Right? The whole argument about. All right, you know, we can compare two leaders right now, Michael Manley and Edward Seaga, and you cannot show me anywhere in history where Mr. Seaga ordered the slaughtering of any citizen of Jamaica, but we can show you at least 5 occasions where Michael Manley ordered it.
Green Bay was horrible, and I don't know who ordered it, but it was a horrible thing.
It was the Prime Minister at the time. Hold on, it was the Prime Minister at the time. Hold on, no. What? No, unofficial story.
Good evening, Mr. Chair.
Hold on, no. Hold on.
Good evening.
Hold on.
Guys.
Hold on, my sister.
The young lady can go and tell me good evening after I do hold on.
No, but just because my kids them are met nice. You must just say what me I say.
Hold on, sweetie. Let me just qualify something for Oskin. So Oskin, it is not an unofficial story when you have an inquiry into something.
No man, listen to me, Jasper. They said there is an official story and there are many unofficial stories. So get that. And
right, but I'm saying, but my brother, when you have an inquiry, hold on. When you have an inquiry into something that was done, it no longer becomes unofficial.
No, Joshua,
right? Because you have a public inquiry
what I'm saying, you know. You're not understanding what I'm saying.
Hold on. Let me just give you the 5 occasions and then you can come in. Hold on now, gentlemen. Let me just give it Oskin. So you have Green Bay that you mentioned. You have Green Bay that you mentioned. You have the Gold Street massacre that you mentioned. You have the Eventide home situation that you mentioned. You have the Top Hill situation in St.
I only mention one thinking. I don't mention any of those other 3 things you said. I only mention Green Bay. That's the only thing I mentioned.
No. I am the one who is mentioning it. I said I can give you at least 5 things that Michael Manley was responsible for. And I'm now naming the 5 things that the PNP is responsible for. The Green Bay was one, right? The Top Hill incident in St. Elizabeth was one. The Gold Street massacre was one, and the Eventide home. Those are 4 occasions. Plus, I lived in our community as a little youth, right? When we were constantly under siege. And guess what? It was a PNP community. But guess what? They never knew that we were PNP. Right, so because of that, we came under consistent pressure from them because they never knew that we were PNP. And as 11-year-old boy, I can tell you, 3 of us seated, right, in the same community, just having a conversation, and because the election, them shoot off away for no reason at all, because they never know that we were a PNP community, and these were outsiders. Right, but you give me one occasion where Mr. Seaga was responsible for something like that. Just one.
Hold on, guys. Allow the night. Can we have the rose amongst the thorn near our voice, please?
Yes.
Go ahead, please.
Yes. Good evening again. Mr. Oskin, you're really a demonized Tivoli. May I tell you the honest truth?
No,
brother.
No, sweetie,
Listen to me, man. We come from East, and listen, I've heard so much about garden, but guess what? Now I know if you're back from your family in there, be good. We hear whole heap of things about Tivoli, but I can't tell you, see, I one of the safest place for live, brother. And that is not what me come from East.
Let me say this, Chuck.
And you can't come in my community, me ask you.
Let me say this.
When
everybody, hold on. When everybody I put on burglar bar on them door, I could have sleep in West Kingston with my door and my window open, and nothing happened to me for days.
So that me I try to tell
that I in the 90s. Sure,
a
that.
Lot. Remember, me tell you, say me hear a lot of things about Tivoli. But me can't tell you, say me sure no say after what them I say about garden. I know so it go. And I just the truth.
In the early 2000s, in the early 2000s, 90% of the world, which part them come for party, are passa and over Fletcher's Land. Where the next one name over Fletcher's Land. So me don't know where I talk about.
used to go there. Me used to be a pasta.
Oriasa, you know, know triple. Let me show you.
You have to be fair, man, in the thing because you have some community.
I don't want you to know from this brother. This is one of them who demonize Mr. Siaga West Kingston.
Listen, you have some community, man, I ask you. A straight dash way. We know a young boy just straight and go look for girl in a community out of east and just get there. Listen, but now see you can't hear about. You probably heard about 1 or 2 instances, you know, where something happened and it happened all over. But for say, you know, it's like you say, boy, you know, say 3/4 of the thing them happen in Jamaica. Because of this, so no,
you said that, not me.
Listen,
I am saying.
Listen, no. That's why I said you can't hear
of
person, in my opinion. Where things happen. You understand? But at the end of the day, and so it go.
Chuck, otherwise I say this, Chuck. I hold on, Triple. I must say this, Chuck. With all due respect, anybody who disrespect Mr. Siaga, they think you should have shared platform with them, Chuck. Me tell you that. Not care that if there is them opinion or whatever. Any one of them.
But you notice I included 2 PNP officials.
You are the biggest demon.
I wish to ask a question.
You are the biggest demon. That's why you demonize West Kingston, boy. You sold the secrecy. Only one of them will just come in a West Kingston and spy and bring wrong news about Tivoli Garden people and never go and tell people that Tivoli Garden are the best football team in the Caribbean, in the Caribbean, and the best marching band, the best team in the world. One of the best dancing troupe in the Caribbean. You never do walk and give the good news. Hold on, Triple. The news on the walk and give is to demonize West Kingston and not to give the good news. That's a man you call Herbal. Some of the best footballers that play. Hold on, Chuck. Some of the best footballers that play for the Reggae Boys come from Western Kingston. Some of the best footballers that represent Sunshine Girl come from Western Kingston.
Because most of
those
them
things are all true. 2 things can be true at the same time, you know. Several things can be true at the same time. Those are remarkable things, achievements of Tivoli Gardens. Let me make the point, guys. Let me make the point. You just can't just jump upon me. The things that
there's more good than bad.
The things that Horatio pointed out a while ago. The remarkable football team, the netball team, the marching band. You never mentioned the Kiwanis clinic. All of those things are remarkable things. It's an ordered community.
So that's a man who build that you call Herbal.
Another side to the community that you are
and a heart that a man who create that's a man called Herbal.
Is where the problem lies. In fact, Tivoli Gardens is a better run community than Arnett Gardens, in my opinion. That's my opinion.
All right, Austin, I wish to ask you a question.
I hear nobody talk about Central Kingston.
But Central Kingston, if you go spoilers to Tel Aviv, to all of them places,
Wait for a second. Jamaican man trying to get input language.
Look here. All right. The question and thing that just have asked about it. Central Kingston, right? What would you say about the MP for Central Kingston? And Joshua, I've bring up something, you know, pertaining to the atrocity that Michael in his of himself as scars and to Jamaica, right? We know about the Green Bay massacre, and these things are in record, you know. We know about the Green Bay massacre. We know about the thing that the Cherry Street something, and we know about few other, the one in down the country by St. Elizabeth, right? And we know that he was connected to these things. So I don't hear you come out and say you don't have any respect for Michael Manley. Right? I don't hear you come out and say you don't have any respect for the MP, for East Kingston. Right? I don't hear you come out and say you don't have no respect for these persons.
You know the difference between you and me, Soldier, is that I can admit those things, you know. If you present me with the facts, you know, and there are things I know that you won't know and will never know.
Present us
when you
facts.
Present with the facts, what do you
listen, if you present me with a set of facts, verify
the facts you present.
I will every single time accept those and move on with my life. I'm not here.
Can you tell me what you mean by presenting with the facts?
Leader. If you look at this entire country and you look at what we have achieved internationally, it's not because of our political leaders, you know. Our political
No, we
leadership
know what we are
has
achieving
been-
now is because of Prime Minister Andrew Holness.
You and I cannot have that conversation. Because you see, I'm telling you, you see, I never come here and besmirch this Prime Minister, you know. I think he's a brilliant man. I think he's the right man.
You know what, you just allude from what we have asked about Michael Manley.
My guy, listen, Michael Manley did some horrible things. But I think Siaga is, in my opinion,
the Irish man in Jamaica. I don't know where you come and try to demand that, Mr. Siago. So Michael
listen,
Manley,
guys, you can't be hero worshipping. You can't hero worship a set of politicians.
Until now, you cannot give us any facts pertaining to Mr. Siaga linked to anything, right? Joshua asked you the question, you know.
Joshua don't have those.
I'm asking you the question.
Joshua don't know those things. Those are things people.
Hold on, Oshki. Now, Jamaica man, hold on. Listen, guys. This is one of them conversations where we're not going to get any resolution to it. Me have mountains of respect to Edward Siaga. Mountains high. Because I believe he's the father of this nation. That I believe. I can back it up with facts after facts after facts. On the other hand, I have absolutely no respect for Michael Manley.
That is true.
Well on, just let me finish, and I can back that up with facts. Portia, the same. PJ, the same. And if I should go down to reason, I would have more respect for PJ than I do for Portia and Manley combined. Right? I have more respect for PJ. But these are what we believe. Oshkin, on the other hand, believe that I personally, what we get from Oshkin is that Oshkin have a certain disdain for politicians. I believe that Oshkin grew up in an era where politicians had ties with gangs. We can't deny that that era exists. I believe that that era don't exist anymore. That era don't exist anymore. The gangs operate on everyone and get them own money and them independent. Oshkin grew up in an era when political corruption was high. I won't say it is fully gone, but it don't exist anymore. But I believe him still have that disdain for politicians, right? And he mark for what they do. But me and him are going to fall apart when it comes to Siaga and West Kingston. I don't believe West Kingston. As him say, him know things where we don't know.
No, nothing.
Like, no, I can't tell you. Let me tell you something. There was a man in Seaview. There was a bad man in Seaview.
I bet my life him don't know nothing.
There was a bad man in Seaview.
Relax.
Wicked man. He go by the name Schoolboy Richie. In dead now. Schoolboy Richie was one young baby face. If I triple see him, by just looking at him, triple chip naked long time already. Baby face boy. Sorry, triple. Baby face look cute and innocent. When police analyzed him on road, the entire scheme was shock. Because nobody knew who he was outside a Seaview. We never know that. So if Oshkin in a position and say him have, well fine, me don't know the facts where you know and you know the facts. Me today have Siaga as the greatest man to ever lead this country. And me will not give up that. That's how when me see, when me look and when bring to the table, when me look at the decision that he has made and the one that he would have made had he continued, me have to give him that. Now, I don't think there's anything we can say that will change his mind or he can say that will change our mind.
Exactly.
This conversation, we can't continue down this road. We are just going to be here shouting at each other and it's not going to take us anywhere.
And that is not my style, nothing.
Everybody can agree to that.
Can I show you this?
While you close the conversation, Chuck, I can proudly say, Chuck, when Mr. Siago decided to step away from politics, he didn't leave us to live like a squalor. You didn't hear West Kingston people come on TV and bawling that and crying out that their garbage no collect, that they don't have no water, that their road need to fix, that they are tossing in scandal bag and throwing in the gully because Mr. Siago built Tivoli Garden 1 and 2 bedroom houses with kitchen and bathroom, with kitchen and bathroom and living room space and veranda space and place to do your sporting and place to go to do. Right now in Jamaica we have one of the largest community center in Jamaica, no doubt about that. Nobody can contest that, and it is not an empty community center up till today. It is not an empty. It is a well active community center that anything that have a library that you can count on your finger what we have down there. In the leave us to live like the people that live in Pearland, like as squalors in Portia Simsimilia area. Right now in Tivoli Garden, let me tell you something, and this is where I wrapped up. The way our Tivoli Garden has been rapidly upgrading. I think the member of parliament have a reward for the people who have the prettiest house on the block. When the police and the soldier went in there in 2010, you know what them say? Him can't believe people in Tivoli Garden live like kings and queens. Because them come see we live with AC, them come see we live with big pretty house, and them couldn't believe that Tivoli Garden them living. And so I rubbish that argument them about Mr. Siago is a demon. A man who a demon would never set such a nice foundation for you to live your life.
Harish, I'm happy you got that off your chest still, because admittedly I have been typing that in chats, and that is a fact. So I'm happy you got that off your chest, and I'm really, Chuck summarized this. I really appreciate that. Guys, we're never going to agree on this.
We're not going to agree.
I have a question here.
The difference between you guys and I is that if you tell me something about the PNP, and it is correct, I will admit that and move on with my life. But Chuck, you said something that I want to correct. I don't have disdain for politicians. In fact, I admire anyone who can be a politician in this country and do it effectively without getting dirt on them system and getting themselves tarnished a particular way. There are 2 politicians that I truly respect in all my life: Anthony Johnson and Burchell Whiteman, because those are 2 gentlemen politicians. And you don't have, those are very rare people in politics. Anthony Johnson, who was, he and Burchell Whiteman, both of them served as High Commissioner to Britain. Anthony Johnson is the father of the Foreign Affairs Minister. Huh?
You don't think Andrew Holness is a gentleman politician?
Andrew Holness is a gentleman, yes. Andrew Holness, PJ Patterson is a gentleman also. But Burchell Whiteman and Anthony Johnson, they are very different from Mr. Patterson and Mr. Holness. Andrew Holness is, Andrew Holness, Chuck and I talk, I have nothing about, in fact, the PNP don't like when I say this. I would prefer if this current Prime Minister gets another term, because I'm not here for the politics, you know.
Yeah,
I'm here for the growth of the country. I'm here for the growth of the country.
Chuck, when I'm not here, a lot of hanky panky goes on the live, you know. Me notice that.
Me know that's
me see this man attack very selective all the time, and for that me not really interested in what I have to say.
Thank you.
To me, it's like a two-month machine. Today we said this and tomorrow we said that, and me can't bother with that. Me can't really deal with that. I sent you an interview and I just want you to play it so that the people can hear. Let us focus on more positive things today. You can come back one next day. Independence was yesterday. We have a lot of good things to talk about.
Before we go, guys, the one thing I came here.
George Davis and Vegi. I think it's a good interview for you to play, and this is what I was kind of telling him, that he needs to exactly Phoenix. Peer psychology out here with him beautiful words.
Oh, brilliant. Sorry, guys. I'm just saying, that interview, yeah.
Chuck, let me say something before you. Let me say something to you. because I'm going to lift up. Let me say one thing to you. You see, the reason why I came up, and I'm sorry Mr. Ingram has left, because I listen to Mr. Ingram some mornings too, you know. And I listen to Neighbor a lot. I really like listening to Neighbor. One of my favorite on the app. I don't agree with them. They don't want to fight me. They don't want to, people say things. But guys, you see your adult son and your adult daughter, they're not your children. And that is the one thing I wanted to say to the gentleman. I don't know what Joshua said, and I don't really care.
But I love to do what Joshua said, you know. But whatever Joshua said hurt him bad, you know.
Yeah, I don't care. And I heard him talk about it this morning, but me particularly like him.
Me know what Joshua say. Joshua asked him a question and he was offended by the question. Joshua didn't even state nothing. He burned him in tell Joshua saying go sue him.
But you have a labor right.
Joshua saying,
You have no labor right, people.
So if you
Labor
tell him
right
when he
people.
come and say when Timothy say I go, we are going to attack him. So that if you make sure tell him.
All right, Leonard. Boss. You know what I say? All right, Leonard, I can tell you this. I'm real, so I can tell you this. I'm happy you get this off your chest. I'm not going to do it again, I'm just there with our opinion there. And listen, I can tell you.
Don't say anything bad about Mr. Siago. When I say anything bad about Mr. Siago, you're raising my blood pressure.
Relax, man. Take some garlic, man. I can say this to you, say, Siago did some good. He created our stock exchange. He created Heart. He did some good. But you see, here's where we part company, guys. If I carry my car to my mechanic, right, and I say, you know, say it a veer left, and him say, go get it aligned, and I'm go up on the alignment stand, him say it one parts. I'm buy the parts, I'm carry go give him. No, if I thank him, say him never cut my brake, but him fix my front end. A politician's job is to serve. And the ones who do that with a plum, it takes a whole lot.
Mr. Siago go beyond serving.
Yeah, him do some service.
All right, guys, let me ask you. As me say, we
do some service. Do some service, man. When I take for the service that the man do, you know.
Him go beyond serving. Him go beyond what him supposed to do.
I wouldn't say he did. I wouldn't say he did. He did what worked for him. I wouldn't say he did. I wouldn't say he did. But
is not true.
Okay, sister.
You heard when they said yesterday that Eddie Siaga, I think he said at the Grand Gala he made sure that there was a festival song competition every year.
Correct.
Did he create the Grand Gala?
When you hear them sing, you can't go say you can't go say him do a word theme.
The festival.
Did he bring back Marcus Garvey's bones from England?
Yes, he did.
You can't come here and say it works at him.
Yes, he did.
You chat bullshit.
Heart.
And this is what they do all the time.
I know you can't tell you one bad thing Mr. Siago do. I'll make you tell you one bad
chat
thing.
too much bullshit all the time.
All right, guys, pause and allow me to play this.
I don't talk bullshit. I talk horse shit. You hear me? I don't talk bullshit.
Yeah, if you want horse shit or cow shit or dog shit, you can't talk shit.
Everybody knows please.
Thank you very much, and congratulations. Where in the world are you now? What are you doing, sir?
Well, actually, I'm in Jamaica, and I just came back from England, getting ready to go back to Italy. And
this is the two ODs speaking. This is Mr. Davis talking to Mr. Smith. ODs.
Yes, the work continues. Tell me, man, you saw your name on a list with some outstanding Jamaicans. Tell me what the feeling, man.
Why it's nothing I ever dreamed of. This is something that I dreamed of. It'll be a lie. I just wanted to get into the music with a one hit song to just help my mom, because my mom used to walk around and wash people's clothes and everything there. And one day I just was like, if I could just get one hit song to just make my mother stop doing them thing there, After my mother one time after she washed some clothes and the man said, nah, PR. And I was like, yo, I just want to find one hit song. And here I am now receiving one of the most prestigious awards, society. It's very, very humbling, of course, and joyful at the same time. Yeah, man.
Yes, we depend on our musical minds, like yourself, to comment on things happening at the time to really reflect the mood of the people. And you're very best placed to this because you have your finger on the pulse of what people are saying, what people are wanting for their country. How have you seen this country develop since you emerged in music with Heads High, and even before that when you were working up to the point where you could get a Heads High published and you could earn from it? Tell me about that journey, how you've seen Jamaica move over that time period.
Musical, if I can speak on it from a musical point of view, I think we have come a very, very long way. Just being a student of the music and, listening to Lieutenant Stitchie and the greats from Sir One and, those days. And, female artists, like you see, like Ashensia, is able to, demand a certain respect and, perform on the biggest of platforms. And I remember back in the days, women used to be like the opening acts for the males, in the music industry. And, I've been, you know, to so many studios where women were just like treated a certain way, and I've seen it all. And to see how, you know, so many of our women have come a long way, you know, since Lady Star, what's the emergence of Lady Star, and how many people came after Spice and all these great artists. And I've seen all these young artists these days, how they are able to earn, you know, exponential figures, and I'm like, yeah, man, that is really, really good for you to come from the ghetto from nothing, from the beginnings and poor backgrounds, and, you know, get to this point where they can take care of themselves and take care of their family. So, you know, it's a world of growth I've seen, and with the music, like Sean Paul spread the music worldwide, globally, you know, and I was you know, he was there, right there with him when he started. You know, when we went to Steele and Cleveland, and I said, yo, never look at you, you know, I didn't know him so like Super Cat, even more you advise him, man, and, you know, the rest is history.
You know, Vegas, when you look at how much music has influenced the political campaigns, energized people, people of the music, people of the politics, they go hand in hand. There's a question I want to ask you that we always ask our pollsters to put to people when they go in the field. Jamaica, we're heading in the right direction or the wrong direction?
I mean, definitely heading in the right direction, 100% heading in the right direction. We have one of the greatest leaders of our time, you know, and he's calm, collected, you know, and you know, I think he has it on his shoulder, especially in a time like this when I know that there are so many, you know, things going on in the world, and we have people, you know, behaving out there unstable, and we have somebody who is really, really effective at, you know, being a leader, and we give thanks that we have that leader. And we're looking forward to more things. We've seen, you know, the infrastructure development and all them things in the country. So we get started, I think we're heading in the right direction in a lot of many ways.
Excellent. What do you want to say to your fans, your supporters who are celebrating with you this signal achievement in your life and career?
Well, I just want to tell them thanks, you know, because trust me, sometimes it's rough, you know. Sometimes, you know, when the push out, everybody loud with it, so, you know. You know, know that we death in the situation, you know, we're just glad that the fans made a chance to celebrate Mr. Vega. And now the hard work of putting into music from his side, I am blessed, broke it down. All the songs, you know, Do You Know, Taxi Fear, Lexus, Champ, everybody who played a part in the career, you know, so we're just blessed.
And lastly, is your mom still with us? She's still alive?
No, she passed out, but, you know, all respect and all credit to she because she instilled all of them discipline to work hard.
Excellent. Mr. Vegas, an honor, well deserved. Congratulations, and here's the Umi book up. All right.
Congrats again. Big up nationwide, you know, because you have balanced the thing out there.
Thank you very much, man. All the best to you, Clifford, Mr. Vegas.
That
was
the next OD.
Chuck, you remember just a while ago when I said to him that I think he needed to share his story. You hear a part of it, Chuck, where him say, because I'm mad and him just want to get one opportunity. And I'm saying, Chuck, if them people there who put all these things through all this dirt on his name was successful, what would have happened to one family, Chuck? They would have remained in poverty. So sometimes when we out here, I do things, we have to consider, say, yo, I'm a human being too. And we hear Ingram allude to all kind of things. I'm just going to say this, Chuck. The other day, last week, I was at a barbecue, Chuck, and a lady was there talking one whole heap of harsh shit like asking to the chat. And she said, the Prime Minister's son, he was 20, when get money from for buy land. All of them, they are Jamaica, a chop, right? In their Jamaica, a choppy line. So when people say things, it goes far and wide, and we have to be careful of how we impact other people's life. I know a lot of people don't care, but me are one of them people there who believes they want to drop on head, drop on shoulder. I saw me believe, I see that in a life. Right? So do good and good will follow you. I just saw me see it.
Chops Media.
Greetings, man.
General.
Blessings.
Why before your branch off? Why you take on the celebration yesterday, man?
Celebration was the best, man. The best. Any country that can pull together that amount of people in an environment of celebration is a winner, you know. And that's why it's so disappointing to know that the PNP would want to stop something like this. And they have indicated already that if they were to come to power, Grand Gala would not be a part of what they celebrate.
They already stopped it for 18 years.
Exactly. And if they come back in office, they're going to do it again because they don't see the importance of people enjoying themselves and gathering together, sharing, the same common goal and celebrating Jamaica. And to me, it is just crazy because I think that anybody or any country that has the ability to bring so many persons together to fill a stadium, and they're all there, not because of an emergency, not because there's an outbreak, not because of disaster, not because of anything other than to celebrate the country's achievement as an independent country. Anybody who would not want that for their country, I don't think they are worthy of leading any country. And the PNP have demonstrated that over the years, that they do not want to have this sort of celebration for their country. So, but all in all, it was a good celebration. The stadiums were filled to capacity, and the persons who performed did exceptionally well. I want to take the time out to big up Mr. Vegas. Big up Mr. Vegas, who is a staple among us here, and somebody who I have the privilege of working with, and
I wanted to ask you something about Mr. Vegas, chaps. I remember in 2020, in the height of COVID,
sir.
Mr. Vegas was just coming into the blogging sphere, and I think back then he was Subi back then.
Yes, sir.
I remember that you and he was invited on CVM.
Yes, sir.
To discuss the COVID and vaccine.
Yes.
And that would have been his foothold into basically the political blogging. Until now, what would you say about his growth in both the politics and the music?
Vegas politics has grown tremendously. When I first interacted with Vegas, he would have reached out to me a couple of times, mainly to get clarity on certain things, because he was green around the ears, if you ask me. There was so many things that Vegas wasn't, and I don't want to tell his story. I prefer for him one day to tell the story. I don't want to tell the story for fear of thinking that you want to claim his success. But so I'll allow him to tell the story. But I will say this to you though, that since we interacted back then, and you're correct, we appeared on CVM together, and prior to that we had several interactions about the Maroon situation in a compound town. And Vegas is one of those persons who always wants to get clarity on anything at all. He was never one to just jump to a conclusion, even if within his own space he's convinced of something going in a particular direction. He liked to seek clarity. And I'm happy that to some extent I was able to, whether provide it right there and then, or to go in pursuit of the facts and give him the clarity. But he's a man who have always hinged his conversation on factual information and clarity. So his growth has been tremendous. I can't speak to his music. I've never produced a song for him. Even though we have had discussions relating to some of the songs that he did in support of the current administration. We would have had several backstories and behind the scenes conversations. What I will say to you though, that as it relates to his involvement in the political space, again, that is a story for him to tell, because it was a struggle. I don't want to say it is a struggle, it was a struggle. There were several disappointing moments. There were several hurdles that you have to cross to get into the space. And we fought those struggles behind the scenes. People don't know some of the stories, and that's why I don't want to say them. I prefer for him to say it. But yeah, it wasn't an easy road for him to get into the political space, to be accepted, and to be received among the highest level of the Jamaica Labour Party. It was never an easy road. And I know one day he will tell that story. I won't be the one to tell it, but he will tell it one day. It was never an easy road. But I'm happy that he triumphed, and he has been rewarded not just for his involvement in the politics. This was his musical career, but of course his musical career was what propelled him to tell the story politically as well. Very well deserved. And while I'm at it, I cannot overlook two other Jamaicans who have been awarded. One of them being Darrell Vaz and the other being George Davis. George Davis, well deserving, excellent journalist, is one of the few people we have out there now who really keep the environment balanced in terms of media coverage. George Davis and by extension Nationwide, I don't think anybody's asking them to toe a political line. What people are asking for is honest and fair coverage, and I think that is what Nationwide and George Davis does. They always bring the story in an honest way, and they always stay true to the facts and not just political narratives. So big up to George Davis, well deserved. And, I save the best, they say, for last. There are several other Jamaicans who will be awarded on Heroes Day. But I'll speak briefly on Darrell Vaz, a man who has contributed significantly to Jamaica's growth and development as a minister of government. And for those who don't know, back in the Bruce Gordon administration, he was also a minister. I think he was Minister of Information at one point. And he was also appointed as czar. One of his responsibilities was to go through government and to cut through some of the yellow tape, the red tapes and the bureaucracies.
Yes,
Darrell Vaz would have been one of the few. And when I say few, there's only two Jamaican politicians that I can, off the top of my head, compare to Darrell. And one would have been Edward Seaga, and the other would have been Andrew Michael Holness. The only two Jamaican politicians who have been so demonized to the extent that it is just unbelievable. Eddie Seaga and Andrew Holness. Darrell Vaz would have developed the heart of a lion and fought against that demonization and came out on top. I remember a journalist who resides in Florida. I don't know if anybody here can remember his name.
Yeah, man, the late man in there again.
Yeah, he passed away. But he was Lawrence Rowe. His name was Rowe. Mm-hmm. He was one of those persons.
David Rowe.
David Rowe, yes, who resides overseas. I'm saying this, folks, because it is a personal thing for me, Being somebody who live in the diaspora and who used to be fed a steady diet of what is wrong and what is negative about Jamaica. We have never been fed a diet of what is good about Jamaica. Because in 2017, when I started to come back home, the journey of returning back to Jamaica, I recognized that what we've been fed about Jamaica was totally wrong. And there are persons in the diaspora like David Rowe, late David Rowe, who used to consistently stay on a radio station and just highlight the negatives about Jamaica. And when it's not just negative, he used to have this whole personal attack against people like Darrell Vaz. Darrell Vaz would have survived one of the most brutal attack any human being in Jamaica could face, especially on the political campaign. Right? When somebody label you not just as a criminal, but as a murderer, it is devastating. And those were the labels that Daryl Vaz was carrying for years. Had to fight tooth and nail to clean his name and to clear his name. And even though members of the PNP hierarchy would have apologized to him and to indicate that there was no truth to the argument 30 years ago, today you would see that other politicians within the PNP still made attempt to carry that same line because they know how potent it is and how dangerous that line can be. And they attempt it. And God would have his way, and Daryl was able to bring them to books and to have them publicly apologize and clear his name. Today he's been honored with the Order of Distinction. And well, he's going to be honored. And yes.
I have a question. Was it on your bingo card that all that was revealed this year about Daryl Vaz, that it would have been this way, knowing we know the truth, right? Did you expect this level of clarity, of truth would have come out, came out at this time, one behind the other? The fact that Dayton had to apologize, then we had Tapia come out and lay it all out, say, hey, I got the dossier, this is what happened. Was it on your bingo card?
No, not in the specific way you've laid it out. But what I will tell you, I live by the mantra that truth pressed to earth will always rise. So it doesn't matter how long it takes, I know that the truth will always come out. Now, remember that what Tapia has said in recent conversation with Cliff Hughes is not the first, because Tapia would have been interviewed before and he would have spoke about it. Now, we've gotten a little bit more details on it, but we knew over a year ago that it was the PNP. And remember now, I am a student of Jamaican politics, and most of you here who know that I am deep into how Jamaica's politics operate. And remember, we have always said this, Lashika, that the PNP campaign on propaganda, and what they did was, and we know, I take you back a little bit. I'm sorry, folks, if I'm being a little bit long-winded. I don't come here often, so when I get a chance to bare my soul, I'll do it. The organizations in Jamaica who are responsible for furnishing information to international organizations, they have been doing that for years. And international organization also includes the USAID, it also includes the embassy and all of that good stuff, right? Because they get their information from people here. And like Tapia said, that information came from the highest level. It came in the form of a dossier. Now, a dossier, save and except for that information that the agents within the embassy would have collected on their own, they would also solicit information, just like Tapia said, and those informations were provided to them, and they named the individual and concoct a story around them. Now, just imagine that you're writing up a story to say that Daryl is involved in whatever activities and he's a whatever, and you write these things and you submit them to a U.S. embassy, and the U.S. embassy acted on those information without corroborating the information and suspend his visa and that of his wife. It happened to many Jamaicans. And this is the length that the PNP will go in order to gain state power. They don't do it because they want to, say to the Jamaican people that we have better ideas. No, they want to use demonizing decent Jamaicans. And I might digress a little bit, but here's this. Picture what we are saying now and how it connects with the voice notes that we heard the other day. It is a classic example of the PNP staying true to form. They have not deviated one bit. So I want to congratulate Daryl. We come back to where we started. I wanted to congratulate Mr. Vaz and to say that we should hail the man. It is well deserved. He earned it, earned every corner, every inch of that document that he received. And I'm hoping that other parliamentarians will take note. He deserves it, well earned, and we're happy that he'll be able to continue his journey. There's certain things that he says he wants to accomplish before demitting office. One of them being the JPS licenses. He wants to deal with that before he goes. And I'm hoping that by the time he gets done with the JPS, we will discover oil, and that will motivate him to stay on a little bit longer.
But Traps, I put this question to Mr. Vegas earlier.
Yes.
Guys, I'm going to go now a second to ask Traps anything in a minute. I asked this question to Mr. Vegas earlier. In the recent time, the last 10 years,
yes,
we have seen an increase in the younger generation of artists being recognized.
Yes.
In a time when they can share it with their family, where they can enjoy it. What's your take on that?
Well, that's the thing, one of the things that we have grown accustomed to over the years is to give people their flowers when they're long gone. And it has become a part of our culture where the persons who are honored are never really here, are never really in their heydays to enjoy it. And I'm happy that this government has seen it fit to take a different approach and to ensure that persons who are awarded are in their aki, as they say. They are in their prime and can really enjoy it. It is a good thing. It is a good thing. And the industry requires that sort of commitment. The music has come a far way, Over the last 10 years, Jamaica's music has transformed in a sense. Not fully, but we have really been doing much better. And if you notice, the persons who have been awarded are being, given honors and citations are mostly the individuals who did well back into the 1990s. The 1990s being perhaps one of the best years of reggae and dancehall in Jamaica. And we are still honoring persons who are shining from that era. So I'm hoping that the younger generation of artists who are coming out today, especially the ones who are practicing what they call trap dancehall, which is really, not authentically reggae dancehall. I hope they'll take a view of what these guys have done, the Mr. Vegas and the Busy Signals and the Wayne Wonders. Look at their body of work and try to ensure that you're traveling along the line.
Not just the body of work, Let's look at the image also. Mr. Vegas, Wayne Marshall, Agent Sasco.
Clean.
Family persons.
Well, to say today that I hope that, because I think you were going back to the awards, who got it and whatever, and the same image came to my mind, and I was saying, I hope the younger generation can, take it as an example. But then it came back to me and said, everybody also have an image for matching the kind of music that they're putting out there, So I guess the underpants and whatever.
Let's take it to Agent Sasco. Married, family, business, clean. When he walks on that stage, him not having pants halfway down him back. What this is telling us that image also sell.
Yes,
it does. You don't have to sing about starvation and all these things to make it. You can actually sing clean music, inspired music, just a certain way. Have a family, if you have enough girl and girl in a bungalow. You can have a family.
You look at a Sanchez as well, Chuck. A Sanchez as well, always in a jacket and in tie on stage, properly attired. And I think that's one of, maybe that's how me kind of fall out of love with dancehall too, because me like when time them come classy, a Beanie Man come on stage and doing tap dance, well dressed. I know Beanie Man are idiot, but you don't have to say that. We know. All right. right? We are talking about the dressing. Well dressed, even a cape and chuck, like, you know, them image there, me always have back in my head, like, we need to carry back. Me here to the boy, them come now in a little jeans and a little shirt. And I think, say, I don't know.
That's one of the gentlemen. I see a gentleman in the chat saying, what is his name? Askin, saying my best recollection is Tony Rebel is one of the first performers to receive that award. I think what he's attempting to do here is to go down the political line, and I don't think we want to go there because whether Tony Rebel wants to be a PNP or not, it is beside the point for me. He does good music, and he was awarded for his musical work. I never question his political lineage. And I don't think anybody should question Busy Signal, question Wayne Wonder, or question Wayne Marshall, or question Vegas. You know, these guys have put out the work.
They were awarded for their music.
Yeah, they weren't awarded because of their political.
That's why I tell you, say, Askins is a two-boat machine. I tell you, no, he always had play some like a psychological game with people for no reason. Hear what I'm saying? Chops, facts are facts, man. Relax, bro. Because Chops call you out of your bullshit. You been a chat peer shit from there. Oh.
Right.
I was listening to him earlier. You know, when I joined the conversation, he was here, and I remember him saying something about Eddie Siaga and the whole 9 yard. And I'm trying to say to this gentleman that, you know, if you are a supporter of the PNP at this time in Jamaica, there's nothing for you to be proud about. And the only time you can be proud is if you can show us a statement coming from the current PNP that they have disassociated themselves from their history, from their devastating performance as government, from what they, for example, what they have done to Darrell Vaz.
And the voice note.
I said to myself, yes, on the voice note, I said to myself recently that I don't know how Darrell Vaz does it. I don't know how he finds it within himself to sit and have a beer with a comrade, knowing very well that these were the very same persons who set out on a campaign to destroy him.
Wellness to Chops.
Yes, and
see my laugh with date and them and what date and them doing
the issue is, you know, that one of the things that you will hear from a Darrell Vaz, or you will hear it from a Andrew Holness, is that, well, not all comrades are the same. Well, we can say that in theory, but let's now be practical. If it is that I do not agree with what certain comrades are saying, then I'm going to denounce that. And if I don't, for example, on this platform, if I disagree wholeheartedly with what Chuck, you know, how Chuck conducts his program, I'm not going to participate. I'm simply saying that if there is a good comrade, that comrade will have to separate himself or herself from the current crop of comrades. That good comrade will have to denounce the bad behavior and bad practices of the farmer comrades.
Chops, one of our former great journalists that graced our shows was a man named Wilmot Perkins.
Yes, sir.
During a discussion once with a gentleman who was telling Mutty Perkins, every day you come on here and you cuss police, and we are talking way back in the 90s now, no. Not all of the police them in the bad. And Mutty said, I will agree with you. But here's my problem. You say all of them no bad. So let's say 5 of them they on patrol. 3 bad and 2 good. The 3 bad one decides that we are going to rob them and take us some money for him. What the 2 good one? What does the 2 good one in that group does? What them do? Do they start up or do they keep quiet? If them keep quiet, does that make them good?
Exactly. And that is the problem I have. That they have a responsibility to call out the bad cops and get rid of them.
Get rid of them.
I have a question for Chopper and MP. Which 2 prime minister would you say has devastated Jamaica economy? I would like the PNP.
Go again, sir.
Michael in the 70s, PJ in the 90s.
Yes, sir. What was the question?
Which
What was the question, Joe?
He was asking which two prime ministers devastated the economy. Richard?
Yes, that's a question.
Yeah, answer him correct, man.
Can I add something to that, gentleman? Chops, how you doing, my friend?
Pretty good, man. Yourself?
Bless the Lord, man. Even though you're eating and you're not share it, but it's all right. I thought we're friends. All right. You know, one of the things that I think we have never really sat down and compare in a systematic way is what happens, the parallels that exist between the Michael Manley regime and the PJ Patterson's regime. Under Michael Manley, we had an increase in the homicide rate at the get-go, right? Same thing happened under PJ's regime. We had a return of hyperinflation under the not a return, but a visiting of hyperinflation under the Michael Manley regime. We had a return of hyperinflation under the PJ Patterson. We had increased debt, which is connected to the hyperinflation, right? We saw the same thing, increased debt under the PJ Patterson's administration. We had capital flight under PJ Patterson, same thing, Michael Manley. We had brain drain under both administrations. We had money being unaccounted for because we saw Ted Olgive losing his life because of contracts, money being diverted to criminal entities. We saw the same thing under Michael Manley. Under Michael Manley, the very first time in Jamaica's history that we saw anything like this in the history. We saw people losing their lives because they decided to stand against something. We saw the same thing under PJ Patterson. You know, so, you know, we see a parallel which speaks of a systematic approach, a flawed systematic approach by the PNP. This is not just a matter of by accident. It's a flawed systematic approach and an ideology that promotes this kind of result. And when we look at the PNP, we can't isolate it and say, boy, one leader operates differently, because we see no different. Even under Michael Manley, we saw the gangs being in bed with the then leader of the PNP. We saw under PJ Patterson, while we can't associate him himself with being in bed with gangs, we saw the security minister at the time being literally in bed with the then security minister, a man that was wanted for over 10 years that they claim couldn't be found until he was bright enough to slap the minister of security at the time. And in less than 2 months, he was found in a mansion that it was claimed that high-end vehicles visited in the night. And so, you know, we have to understand that when it comes to the PNP, there's no safe way out, whether economically or otherwise. We saw money disappearing left, right, and center under the Michael Manley regime, wherein the Minister of Finance disappeared out of the country with the NIR. We saw under the PNP, where money was diverted to the advisor to the Minister of Finance, right? Wherein they sold themselves government entities or seized entities at very, very low rates and resell it to the government, wherein they made massive profits, right? And enriched themselves to the extent that a former Minister of Education under the then PNP government in PJ Patterson's era said it's the largest transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich. We saw the greatest loss of GDP under Michael Manley at 26% at the time, right? And we saw the same thing only bested by Melissa under the PJ Patterson's regime, wherein 40% of GDP was lost under the PJ Patterson's government. So again, it speaks of an ideology and a flawed economic policies which produces this kind of result. And I want to yield there for a minute.
And that's why I would say to you, that's why I keep saying, Joshua, big up yourself, good to see you, that the PNP have not changed. And until they can prove to us that the policies pursued in the past is not the policies that this current crop of new breed PNP is intended on pursuing, until such time, there is nothing for us to be comforted by, thinking that if they were to, God forbid, if they were to assume state power, that they are going to do anything different than what they have done in the past. That is my biggest fear. It's not my fear that an opposition cannot come to power, because I don't believe that the government is going to be in office for the rest of my life. I would love for that, but
I would hope so.
But if it is that the opposition intended on coming to power, then they need to demonstrate to the people that they intend to do things different. It cannot be that you're blatantly come to the Jamaican people and tell them that, look, when we come to office, we're going to dismantle everything that the GLP does, and expect now that you should be voted in on that record. You expect to be voted in on that record, knowing very well that you have not said to the people that the policies I pursued in the past that caused Jamaica serious harm, I'm going to rethink those. You have not said that. Matter of fact, you said
celebrate them.
Yeah, you said that the era of the 90s were the best years of the PNP. Those things need to be explained by any person who wants to lead the People's National Party. And I'd say to the new persons who are lining up to take over from Mark Golding, that these are some of the clarity that they need to provide to the Jamaican people if they want to be taken seriously. They have to provide this clarity. They have to say to the Jamaican people that we don't intend to carry on with business as usual, you know.
So again, Chops, something you mentioned which kind of triggered my thought a bit. You know, one of the things that I didn't mention was the deviation from the economic policies of the 60s, after Jamaica was growing at the highest pace of any nation in the world at the time, 18.3% at that time, which works out to 1.5% per month. It was the fastest growing economy in the world at the time, right? The PNP came in under Michael Manley in 72 and changed the policies. And we ended up with better must come. Right, and with false promises, and which produced the greatest economic loss at the time in Jamaica. We saw a return again in the 80s when after Seaga lost 1989, the PNP came again and changed the policies again, which produced up until this point, outside of Melissa, it's the greatest economic loss that Jamaica has ever experienced. You have asked a very critical question. What guarantees do we have that the PNP will not do the same? Mark Golding himself has uttered it loudly. He said we are not being voted in to continue the policies of the JLP. That's what he said last year. Now, the question I would want to ask, if something is working and it's benefiting the nation, why change policies for the sake of changing policies? And that is the question that I would want to put to all Jamaicans or anyone, whether they have become naturalized or they were born here. Once you're concerned about Jamaica, that is the question that I would want to put for your perusal, for your consumption, for you to think about, to say, hey, if this is the mindset that a potential leader has, why should we then trust you with the nation's business?
A point here that I want to put to MP and Chopper again. When we look at this disaster of the economic condition of Jamaica and these two people, what about the displacement and terrorism against the people, especially with Sister P, with Tony Spalding, the former Minister of Security, I forgot his name at the moment, Dudley Thompson.
Dudley Thompson, man.
Yeah. Wasn't that devastating in both ways, financially and displacement and harassment and terrorism against the people?
Well, yes. And the thing is, you know, a lot of these things that we have heard and we have become familiar with because it has been discussed at certain level have not really been fleshed out, you know. And that is part of the difficulty we have, because most times we can only frame our arguments based on not historical
evidence, tested evidence. For example, in the case of Darrell Vaz, the story against Darrell Vaz would have been tested evidence. It would have been tested that what they've been saying is not true. The Ted Ogilvy's assassination occurred factually. And no matter of fact, the evidence to substantiate that it actually did happen is also there. So probably one of the things that we have to do as persons in this space is to start to do more research or to continue with our research and exposing the facts surrounding some of these things. Because one of the things that you don't want to get caught up in is having these discussions and they're not grounded in factual evidence. We don't have the evidence to support them. And we're only going by it. Because the truth is, folks, the allegations against Darrell went on for years, 40 years. And even though Michael Manley would have called him into a meeting and apologize and issue instructions for his party people to cease and desist, we realize that 30 years after that, a senior member of the party would have attempted to go down the same route. Now, can we safely say that some of the things that we are listing against the PNP, not talking about the economy now, we're talking about certain underground works and, burning down of houses and, chasing the persons out of Mackay Lane and certain place and
even tied on fire.
Yes. If these things...
Green Bay massacre.
Yes, because these things you have to know, test them. They have to be tested. Because, and whether they're tested or not, my brother, whether they are tested or not, the ethical and the correct thing to do for any leader coming into the PNP after Mark Golding, the right thing to do is to denounce these things. Even if you were to say, if these things are true, we denounce them. Because it makes absolutely no sense. And just to go back to where we started, that the PNP expect to be voted into office after promising the Jamaican people that they have not changed in any way, shape, or form. The policies pursued in the 1990s that wiped out 41,000 jobs and businesses collapsed and the banking sector went under, they are going to pursue it again.
They have changed, Chapa.
The same thing, they might have gotten worse. The same thing that they
absolutely.
the same thing that they pursued in the 70s, where their foreign policy was not in the best interest of Jamaica, but was more so in the best interest of regional integration and anti-imperialist agenda. Michael Manley never for a day make a decision that was really and truly a national decision that was in the best interest. So again, when you look at the world today, folks, and how the geopolitical landscape is situated, you need a government that can really and truly navigate the choppy waters. The PNP has, in the past, demonstrated that they don't have the capacity to navigate treacherous waters geopolitically, right? And if you take them on the domestic scale, it is the same thing. They've not been able to manage the economy locally. So by any stretch, the PNP have not said to us or to anybody that I know that they have changed from that. What if you were to bring the PNP in office today? What if it was the PNP running this country today with what is happening geopolitically with the Trump administration and the Americans realigning themselves as global dominance? How would a PNP government maneuver this sort of environment? How they would do it? They don't have the capacity to do it, folks. They don't. So again, we have to be careful. We have to be careful. And we have to continue reminding the people that the PNP will stay true to form. Yeah?
Indeed. If I may, I'm never one to intrude, but somehow as I don't on me, I just want to piggyback a little. by the way, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. And let me first out started by congratulating all the persons who have been scheduled to be awarded. I want to specifically mention Minister Vaz, our own BJ, Mr. Vegas, and the journalists. I want to single out those three. George Davis. But broadly speaking, I want to commend all the persons who have been so recognized. You know, it was the great Martin Luther King who said, and I quote, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice." Just for context, we really need to understand what happened in 1983. The crime for which Mr. Vaz was accused. Context matters, you know. When that incident took place at Constant Spring Gate, when you leave Manor Park going towards Stone Hill, Old Stone Hill Road, there's an open lot on your right hand side, your gully is over there, wooded here. That poor little girl, 14-year-old Immaculate Conception High School girl, was on her way to school as she did every day. And she was brutally raped and unalive. Upraised uniform, half naked. One of the ugliest unalivings of that era. No, Mr. Vaz, his name was never called 83, 84, 85. So 3 years passed. And his name was never called until he attempted to enter representation. He was campaigning. His campaign was in high gear for the Trafalgar Division as a councillor for the first time. It was the first time he was entering representation politics. And one morning his name appeared at Birchacre Lane in Barbican, which was a part of the division, that he would have unalived the schoolgirl. And her name was plastered up there. Diana Smith. That was her name. 14 years of age. I was then a policeman in Kingston. And let me tell you something. It rocked the entire nation. I'm almost sure it came on the BBC World News. You know? I'm almost sure it made the BBC News. It was one of the ugliest homicides back in those days. And the PNP successfully haunted Mr. Vaz for 40 long years with that homicide. Until, that's why I said, you know, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. Martin Luther King, not my saying. And here it is now, a PNP official is admitting to the entire world that a lie we are telling Mr. Vaz. We are lied. And we should have, what they are saying to us, you know, is that we are liars and we should not be believed. We should not be believed when we tell you that the event at home fire was caused by Siaga and the CIA. That's a fat lie again. I was a policeman that time too, in 1980, when it happened in Kingston. That's one of the biggest lies PNP is telling Mr. Siaga and CIA. That morning when the fire broke out, the PNP organized, and this is what they do, you know, they organized a demonstration of party supporters clad in party garbs. It was red at the time. And they appeared early morning, the same morning of the fire. The fire was the early morning of May 20, 1980. And the PNP, without WhatsApp, without banger, without landline, organized a demonstration. That demonstration must have been organized before the fire was lit. Must have been organized before the fire was lit. Right in the vicinity of Garden House, and they had placards demanding Siaga to the parliament. Siaga will be unalive today. Siaga either go roll on the Gwango Tree downtown, all kind of garbage. And from that time until now, from the 20th of May, right up until today, comrades out there with the lie and expect people to believe them. Lies. But listen to me now. That Teddy Ogilvy thing you talked about, Chopper, was in 1977. But they came back in the 2000 and destroyed another man, Douglas Chambers, done by JOTC, same way. So I have to agree with you that their modus operandi has not changed. The PMP of the 70s is the same PMP in 2026. They have the same method where they try to demonize people to win power, because when they go in office, they just raid the band and look after the people who support them and mash up the country. So they have very little or no achievement to market to the people and say, look here, this is what we did in the 18.5 years. This is what we will do if we give it a chance. They don't have that. So all they are there trying to do is to tell lies on innocent people. Look what they try to do with Major General Anthony Anderson. Look what they try to do with this gentleman. They are admitting now, the same PMP who was saying that he was corrupt are now saying the man clean, the man don't have a dime a corruption against him. So the corruption argument can't slide. So we find something place on him. The PMP is telling us that in that voice note. So listen. Chopper touched on the crime thing. Something very important, Mr. A lot of us, Did you know that the PNP has 9 consecutive years of increase in homicides in Jamaica? 9 years straight. From the end of the Jamaica House in 1989, that first 10 months, because the election was the 9th of February, they started government started in February 1989. In their first 10 months, homicide went up. And for the next 8 consecutive years, 9 years straight, right up until 1997, there was an increase in homicides. And when they woke up is when it passed 1,000 for the first time in Jamaica.
Well, they started out, my brother, not to cut you, but they started out, they received the country in 89 at 438. 436.
No. Remember, 1988 would be Siaga year, because Siaga...
No, that's 1989, they received the country at 434 murders.
Yes.
And when they demitted office in 2007, we were at 1,600.
No, 1674 in 2050 or so. It was a little lower than 1670 something. You could double check it. And the states of emergency started in January 2018.
What year are you talking about?
2017.
What year?
2017.
Hold on, let me just look at my data. Hold on.
No, man, when you come and just tell us. The states of emergency started in St. James in 2018, January.
2017, 1,647.
Yeah, man. That's exactly the figure. 1647. You're correct.
1647.
Yeah, man. You're perfectly right. It was 1640. I remember that.
Is it 2005? 2017.
2005, 1674.
2017.
Oh, I thought you said 07.
No, man. 07 was 15. Was 1570.
85. 1585. 83.
Yes. 1585. Yes, 1585. Correct.
Yeah.
And 2005,
1674. 1674, yeah.
And 2 years after that,
1585.
Yes. Yeah, man. So let me go back to 2018 now. 2017, 2018. When after that, I numbers in Jamaica, 1,647. St. James alone had 300. I must add a 30 or 40, but a 300 and goal homicide took place in St. James. 341. Yes, in St. James.
341.
Right. 341 is correct. And the security forces now recommended the states of emergency. But St. James naturally was the parish that got the first deployment of soldiers after state of emergency was declared January 1, 2018. So all the PMP talking about the JLP have state of emergency around 5 years. That's a lie, That's another fat lie. Them lie. The state of emergency running one.
Lie.
No, man. Manayard can't describe them. Only Manayard.
Them lie dry.
Yeah, but so they tell you lie, so then you dry.
No, man. So them lie, so then you dry.
Hey, Chuck, how you doing?
Churchill.
Here.
Yeah, man.
Let me land the Churchill. Churchill, let me land it. Let me land it. Welcome, Churchill. Let me just land. I'll land the final point now, please. Before you come in. I was making the point that how vicious and diabolically cunning these people are. Persons were being alive left, right, and center. And when the homicides went down by 22% nationally in Jamaica in 2018 because of the use of the state of emergency, but it went down by 70% in St. James from 341 to 105 in 2018. The PMP went to the parliament and voted against it. So these people will swim in red syrup to Jamaica House, if you're allowed, These are the people who will swim in the red syrup of their brothers and sisters to get to power. That's how vicious these people are. And they should not be trusted. Nigel Clark has already told us that they should not be trusted. And that is true. They have demonstrated that clearly that they cannot be trusted. And let them supporters continue to trust them. But let the rest of us in Jamaica, who mean Jamaica well, make up our minds to ostracize them, to keep them into the political wilderness for a long time. Never to see about this place until they know themselves. And that's where I landed. Church in your time.
Yeah, man, and that's similar to what they've done recently with the leaked voice notes. They always try to, come up with something to keep back progress or something that reflects the goodness of the government. They always try to do something to counter that. But one of the things I want to mention when you talk about how them lie, one of the oldest and biggest lies that the PMP always talked about is that Bustamante could not read and write. And even today, there are some PMPs that are going around saying the same thing. Look at a man like Bustamante. You have to call him, he's the father of the JLP, who has traveled the world.
The father of the PMP, to about him, this one that picked me there.
In a sense, yes, because he helped, he and his cousin had
the father of the nation. The father of the nation, sir. He is the father of the nation. He is, without a doubt.
Right. So, and they always talk about Bustamante couldn't read and write. Now, the other thing that they talked about is that Bustamante was responsible, that he was anti-Rasta. And in the same breath, they don't talk about Norman Manley, who was the premier of Jamaica in 1959. And he was the first one to start round up the Rasta man them. Yeah? And yet Bustamante get blamed for it. So PMP has always been that way. They cannot win election on performance. Not at all. Never, ever. It's always about bringing down their opponents, propagandas and personal attacks. And it's not going to change. We must bear that in mind. It's not going to change because they don't have any performance at all to win elections on. So that's what we must bear in mind. They're always going to continue this kind of...
But even though they don't campaign to get people to vote for them, they campaign in order to get you to vote against somebody rather than for them. In other words, right. You don't have to love me, but hate the man the worst.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Chuck.
Hold on, let Churchill. I'm not cut you, but I just want to say something to Chaps before I go, because I have to go run out. Thank you for starting your live a year plus ago. When I hear you, I decided that, listen, what you were doing, you were spewing out facts, and I said, I have decided maybe 9 years ago not to tell another lie in my lifetime. And when I hear you on your live talking about Jamaican things that have been happening, I was pushed to get engaged in this political mix. I must tell you, you're the one who, you don't know, but you're the one who pushed me to get involved and say, listen, we need to remain in a certain zone with Jamaica. And I must big you up for that program that you used to have and give me all that information. When I get the information, I research it myself. And then I start doing my own research. That is one thing you're always saying, do your research.
and you're here now, so may I give you your flowers. You understand? That's one of the reasons why I stay on the live. So when I come here, I don't come here to be in back and forth with people, because what I talk, if I don't know it, I don't talk it. If it's not able to be found anywhere, I don't mention it. You understand me? And I must say that is why I really appreciate the Labour Party lives, because they come out and them tell you, they're not telling you where you can't find. You know, make up my double story. You know, and you said something about I've been on the internet since the voice note came out, and there's only one PNP accept the fact said it was wrong. One. So as you say, you have some whatever. I mean, I'll call him out. Diego, he my only man. It was shocking to me that up till now me I talk about it. Nobody else, whether them a hierarchy, big head, small head, nothing. Not one of them say what happened was wrong. You know, so we still have good human beings. You understand me? But I still have to say, big up to you, big up to all the people that will them honors. Yeah, no, man. No. And he said more once, so I wouldn't say asleep. You understand me? But just we said, we have to maintain this standard. And anybody anywhere listening to me last night, I wasn't alive. And a man exposed me last night. One of the guys that I work with after the hurricane, you know. But and people say, why me keep it to myself? Me say, it's not about the glory. It's what I have done. You understand me? So, thank you guys. They're always out there doing nothing. And we believe in continue to do it. We'll support it and help where we can. You understand me? Respect.
Make up yourself, Soldier. And just, I'm gonna finish here. I had a conversation with a ex-PNP MP. Yeah? And he as much as said that PNP government does not know how to run an economy. He admitted it to me. Because we had this long conversation about the different parties, their policies and so forth. And when I said it to him, that why the PNP government always bring down Jamaica after it has been progressing for under JLP government. And he admitted, he said, PNP government doesn't know how to run an economy.
The evidence is always there.
So they know it, and they know their performance is not anything to talk about in a progressive way. Yeah? So I think more and more people are learning, and that's why these as soldiers give chaps his flowers when we come on these lives and talk truth, that people can hear the truth. When they go and research it, they find that it is true. You know, it's a good thing, and that's the way to go. We don't have to involve in lies and propagandas. Yeah, man. So that's my 2 cents.
Same so. Joshua John James, Soji, chaps. It has been a good run, but I have to run away now. It's time to get ready to visit the slave, you know?
All good things must come to an end, right? Or a pause.